You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to episode 3 of On the Rocks, where we got the pros and the NARPS. We all come together in one arena to talk ball, talk life, and get through it all together. I'm Marcellus Wiley, that dude, 10-year NFL vet, all-pro, pro bowler, 2 times NFL top 50. I mean, I'm broke banks. You know why I'm doing that? I'm clowning because I know where it's going right now. His bio way too fresh. I love it. Nah, Bucky Brooks right here. I'm being humble. I'm lying.
So I can't say, because I thought about it. I sat at home. I talked to my daughter. I was like, okay, look, they give me a hard time because I say 12 years in the NFL, 5 as a player, 7 in the South. So she said, you got to do something different because that's, y'all see I'm still in game. So what I want to do is,
he put the we out there like it's ours. It's your guilt. It's your conscience.
So we just call it football extraordinaire. 12 years around the league, another 20 outside the league covering the league. And so all things football, that's what I do.
Okay, I love that. All right.
I don't want to go, right? I can't follow that, right? Matthew Hatchett, 8-year NFL veteran, and I'm the most humblest dude here, so I ain't gonna say nothing about me.
Most humblest, and he a teacher. All right, let's go. Let's go.
That's wrong. Can I say most humblest?
I can because if you
Hey.
No, that's gonna go.
Intros can't go that long. Yeah, we good. Intros can't be this long. Let's go.
I'm Eugene, one of the NARPS, non-athlete, regular person, dad, friend to everyone here, just regular working person.
I love it. You don't know everybody here, Gene, either, but go ahead.
What's up, guys? Chef Daz, professional chef. Done a lot in my career through food, through sports, played sports all through school, high school, 1 year in college. Dad, friend, these are homies.
Yeah, worst pickleball player ever. I mean, ever. Like his serve is. Am I doing too much?
Back here for another one. Just 20-year vet in the park. I ain't a pro, but I'm gonna get my year somewhere. But we here to get more wins today.
So I'm Terry Jingles, one of the greatest NBA 2K players of all time. Super Laker fan, and I'm happy to be here.
Maxwell impersonator. I get it all. Look at chest is open. The tacos are out. Deep fried. He's shelled up. Oh, let's go back here. Big dog, come on in here so you get on the camera a little bit. But yeah. All right, yeah. Right here, right there. You good. Yeah. Stop kicking my stuff, though. You ain't got to kick it. Don't be nervous. Just chop it up.
It's Clippers, it's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody else been kicking.
All right, get it in.
All right, guys. CARVER, RIGHT, 4-year college football veteran. Go Citadel Bulldogs.
They do not call college players veterans, but keep going.
It's today's NIL.
Okay, good point. All right. Where'd you go to college?
Citadel.
Okay, all right. Citadel. All right, y'all two got to get in here. Come on, make it quick. We with you. Oh, he got Cortez's. Oh, y'all don't see how gangster he showed up.
Real West Coast.
You can walk in like this.
Mark Adolphus, I'm one of 3, I'm a triplet, longtime friend of Marcellus Wiley, regular worker, and...
Tell them about that record, though.
Oh yeah, we broke a record in Chicago.
Yes.
The 3rd leg.
Yes,
sir.
National record, mile relay.
Capricorn lover.
Born on the 9th of January.
Get him, Trip. Get in here, big dog. Come on. Speed these intros up. Let's go.
What's up, everyone? I'm James Moore from the UK, so ex-track and field athlete to a certain standard, that's junior level. And now sports tech entrepreneur. And I thought I was here to speak football, so I'm talking Premier League.
Oh, there they go. Hey, there are 2 things that just happened. One, put some more drink in that cup. That was the loudest ice ever. Loud ice. And second of all, turn your captions on, because y'all going to be like, damn, what did he just say? They going to be tripping out.
Whatever he said it with an accent, though, so they got you. They're going to hear that.
I'm Richie Porter from Chicago. Played tennis at University of Illinois. Girl dad. Go Cal Bears with their first indoor meet. My daughter runs track up there.
There it is.
And happy to be here.
Yeah.
And I know more than y'all.
Uh-oh, James.
Especially this one.
James, let's go.
I know you were a tennis player.
He didn't know neither.
J-Dub, J-Dub.
OG.
Oh, gee, look at him.
James Washington. I'm not even saying. Two-time this.
Super Bowl champion.
And two-time Rose Bowl champion. And that's why I say 2 and 2. And I'm also the president of the Rose Bowl Institute. And
Guardian of the White House.
ooh.
Natural afro wearer. Stuck in his 60s. Pro Club's finest.
I almost came here with my hair braided. That's why you wear a hat, because your hairline is right here.
He ain't lying. OG in the building. My dog, give me some of that love, baby. DPG.
I already come up after this.
Man, you last, baby. Bring it home.
This is Donald Penn, 14-year NFL vet. Got 4 touchdowns. I got a couple Pro Bowls.
Big man right here.
But I'm excited. Let's talk some stuff.
Hey, let's talk some ball right here. All right, we're going to get into this right now. All right, NFL divisional round. Some would say this is the best weekend of football because you get 4 high-level games. We done weeded out the wild cards. Sometimes those are blowouts, sometimes not. So we're going to go in order of the games as they're going to occur, starting with Bucky Brooks, NFL aficionado. Kansas City Chiefs, Houston Texans. Tell me what you're looking for and tell me how it's going to go.
There's no need to watch. You can already pencil Kansas City Chiefs into the championship round. When you think about Andy Reid, he's 21-4 after the bye. So when you give him time, he knows how to do it. Pat Mahomes is 12-2 in the playoffs at home.
I heard a 2 in there, though, so that means he can lose.
Every time he's lost has been in the championship game. So this is a division. We got to see him next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you thinking, Hatch?
They've been off a month, right? It's about like 3 weeks. They rested everybody week 17, whatever. I think Houston will come out, have a good first quarter, but the Kansas City will end up easily winning this game. Easily. It's just they're rested, so they're going to be rusty in the first quarter. But in the second, third.
In the world where we already seen upsets, didn't Houston upset the Chargers? It felt like didn't Washington upset?
Texans were at home.
Okay, I'm just saying we really discounting the upset right here.
In this particular game, yeah. It's Kansas City.
It's Kansas City?
And if it's close at the end, we already know what Kansas City will do in 2 minutes.
Y'all just looking at me like I'm just trying to make TV right now. Y'all like, dog, yeah. This ain't gonna happen. Yeah, right. What you thinking?
Kansas City, only because the experience, being able to make plays when the lights are bright. Kansas City is going to show up. I think that Houston is going to give a challenge, but it's still growing pains.
What's a challenge? What does that mean numerically?
Let's just say, I think that it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's not going to be a high-powered.
Is that because Mahomes has been struggling, loosely said, this year, offense?
I would say that because I won't say struggle. I say that he is a playmaker, and sometimes ad-libbing has not worked for him, but it only seems to work when 2 minutes is on the clock. And I think what happens, too, with a young team, you give any young team hope, it might be a different outcome because when you're young and dumb, you might believe, you be like, ooh, we can win this thing.
Fool yourself into thinking we can win it and go get it.
But I think the veteran and everything that the coaching staff has to offer puts Kansas City to the next round.
Okay. My wife is talking to me right now. If you don't put this damn drink up here. All right, what's up, DPG?
I'm just keep it short. As much as I'm a Kansas City hater, and I don't want to see Kansas City win, it's easy. I feel like they're just a better team. I like what Houston done this year. I feel like they're going to keep building. But Kansas City's going to win this. I'm going to keep it short. We get to the next one.
Yeah.
Because I think Kansas City's going to win this one.
Is that all that Raiders in you that you just got to be a KC hater? Yes. Yeah? Nothing else. Just you play for the Raiders. And you play for other teams, too, so you should be diluted in your hate.
You know, one thing I'm honest.
You ain't never lied.
And the Clippers, too.
Oh, God. Here we go. He already trying to go off fast. There they go. There they go. Okay. Okay. I shouldn't be disrespectful, but we got Frat in the house. So, Frat, please. Oh, that's what you, okay. You know I went to a school that didn't have all that. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But let us know what you're seeing from your perspective.
I think the flip side of what you said, James, is also the case. A young team can have hope, but you can also snatch their hearts. So if they get behind, if Kansas City gets up early, the youngness of the other team may show.
You don't like youth? You don't like youth? You like youngness?
No, I don't.
I'm on one today, y'all.
Not when it comes to the brightest lights. The ones with the most experience end up performing the best.
No, that's real.
I disagree because my first Super Bowl, we was the youngest team to ever win it. So disagree with you
How long
again.
ago was that?
It doesn't matter, but it happened.
Yeah, well, has it happened again?
It happened in our lifetime.
But has it happened again?
It may have. I mean, we're not sitting there with the almanac. But the point is,
Kansas City team 2 times.
nothing happens until it does. You know what I mean? And then, so it's a situation.
And my point is that when you have an opportunity, let's keep it pushing, but when you have an opportunity to show up,
You got to show up.
you have to show up.
But you have to know how to show up.
Yeah. Well, that goes back to what we were saying on the last episode, right? There's levels to the playoffs. This is going to go up a level. Can Houston go up another level? We know Kansas City's they be there already.
That's something we didn't touch on as much on camera as off camera. How when you're in the preseason, you're like, I'm a vet, I'm chilling, I'm just trying to not get hurt. And there's somebody out there going full throttle for their life, right? This is how I'm gonna make it. Then you get in the regular season and your assumption is everybody's going full tilt because we all on film, we all play together, this all counts. And then you get to the postseason and I gotta stop talking after the wild card round because I only made it to that level. But I was like, dog, I swear they were playing hard in the regular season. Why they running faster? Why they getting at them even more? It's more intense. And then I'm hearing you say, this level, divisional round, it steps up even another one.
Absolutely. I mean, Kansas City, they've been here. They've been to the championship, like Bucky said. They've been to the Super Bowl. For them, this is like, okay, we understand what Houston's going to come out doing. Just don't get excited. Don't panic. Let them have the first quarter. But you're going to see a difference between teams in the second, third, and fourth quarter.
That veteran ability is going to kick in, and I've been here before. And that little excitement, no matter how much the Houston coach is going to have this team ready, because he's a young coach. I know he's going to have them ready, pumped up, ready to run through a wall, like you said.
Yeah.
But it's going to wear off eventually. And Kansas City's going to still be calm, mellow, and
Travis Kelce talked about the playoffs. That's where the great players, that's where they step up. And so when you think about the great players they have, you got Pat Mahomes, you got Travis Kelce, you have Chris Jones. And so it ends up being a stars game in the postseason. And so if their stars play, they have more stars than Houston. So to me, it's about Pat Mahomes doing it. And even though we talk about Pat Mahomes struggling, last 6 games, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions. So when it's time for them to get serious, they kind of quit messing around with the turnovers and all that other stuff. They kind of know. They master the art of winning.
So let's get a better question out there. Somebody draw up something that's realistic that says the Kansas City Chiefs lose this game. Who has that formula? Who has that recipe?
Oh, I do. A tornado in Kansas City.
Dorothy and Toto.
And again, here's how most playoff teams who have a bye, that first quarter, and then it's stretched, let's say, to the first half, and they're not playing well. So now they're down 17 to 7 going into the third quarter. Now you're 1 turnover away from not being back in the game. So let's say Houston gets the ball back, that 17 goes to 24. It's 24-7 in the third quarter. We all know that Patrick Mahomes, they're going to come back, but do they come back and score 3 touchdowns, or do they come back and score 2 and turn the ball over?
That NBA comeback where you use up all your energy coming back, and they be like, oh, we tied? Ah, damn, we ain't got no more.
They're not explosive. Kansas City's not explosive anymore.
Right.
So everything they have to do is they have to string together plays. If you're Houston, it's about Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is the straw that stirs the drink in Houston. When they're able to run the football effectively, they can play keep away. And they can put the pressure on Kansas City because they can't chase points like they used to chase points in terms of those quick scores.
And it's just hard for me to see what you're saying, because they've been in this position so much, Kansas City.
So many times.
Andy Reid's gonna have them ready. That first 15, it's gonna go down there.
Could the confidence turn into cockiness because you've been in this position so many times? You're like, all right, so that's cute. That's fine.
It's
and
like
then you
playing,
realize,
yeah.
that's real good.
It's like playing with your little brother. Like, I can win it whenever I want to win it.
They don't put that. I don't see that.
They're not there. Not this year. Too many nail biters, too many close games. It seems like Kansas City can't do that. But let's talk about another game right after that. And I got to start off with my boy, Chef Daz, on this one. Let Detroit's finest come out. All 8 miles come out. Detroit. And if you're going to be real, you got to be on this show being real. Y'all playing the Washington Commanders, who a lot of people didn't expect to be in this position. They here now, dog. Oh, okay, you're right. Add Bucky Brooks on Twitter. Only smart people like Bucky thought that, but now it's on y'all. How you feeling?
It's on and popping, man. But listen, again, you have to come to Detroit, right? You playing in Detroit. Every game that we play leading to the Super Bowl is going to be in our home turf, which gives us an advantage, right? We won going against number 6. I don't think the numbers matter. What I was going to say, like divisional rounds, is every given Sunday, any given Sunday.
It sounds like this Sunday you nervous. Let me stop. And it's on Saturday. You in trouble. It's every given Saturday for you.
Anybody can play. Anybody can show up at any time. You know what I mean? So at this point, I feel like anybody can lose. You know what I mean?
Ooh, you sound a lot different than you did before.
No. I'm not saying Detroit's going to lose. I'm saying in general, anybody can.
But when you've been in Detroit and performed, the hesitant, because a week ago, he was confident.
No. That's not. I'm not hesitant. I'm saying I was talking about almost more the last game. I'm saying besides Detroit. Detroit coming the ball. Okay, let's talk Detroit coming the ball. We had the week off, which we needed to get healthy. We banged up, and we in the house. They come into Ford Field. It's cold.
Is Aiden Hutchinson playing?
Hold on. No, he shouldn't come back. He shouldn't come back.
You're right.
You cannot say Ford Field is cold. You guys playing it though.
Thank you.
Detroit is cold. Detroit is cold. The city is cold.
That's gonna work against them.
Not against Detroit. We're used to playing that.
When you get off the bus, the heat is on. When you go in the tunnel, the heat is on. You go into the locker room, the heat is on. You go into the dome, the heat is on.
How many of y'all taking Washington to win this game?
I'll be scared.
We ain't there yet. Hold on. We are not there yet, and that means you shook. That means he's shook. If you nervous and you say, who taking Washington? We ain't going there yet. What you got, Just?
It's going to work against them. It kind of plays into like the KC thing you were just talking about. When you win so much and you get a little lackluster, I think because they got so many games at home, they're gonna have too much confidence and feel like they got it.
It's sleeping in your own bed. It's sleeping in your own bed. It's eating your chef's meals. It's driving your own car to the arena. Y'all know that? Is there a difference with playing home and away when you sleeping in your own bed?
I think you play better. I think you play better on the road.
Okay, show of hands. Who really thinks Detroit got this? No. Fewer hands. Who think Washington is gonna win this game? Woo! I'm listening, OG.
They're gonna catch
OG.
Bet that.
I'm listening.
I love when we talked about the upset between the two younger teams. I think Washington handles it well, and I'm looking at this young quarterback.
He ain't gonna be able to get the ball off.
Oh, Aiden is playing. Oh, he's not. Okay, I'm listening.
We got it. Come on.
I'm a Detroit fan. I'll be a little scared. I'm not. Really?
If we're choosing from the younger teams,
the quarterback is the real deal. He's also going against the best defensive coordinator in the NFL right now. The Lions are going to have something. We thought that Jaden wasn't going to play well last week, and he did. Now but you have to do what this week? Take it up another level.
He said in his post-game interview,
I'm gonna be honest
we
with
know
you,
Detroit's number one.
The fear that I have for Washington is being able to complement him with the running game. And if Detroit shuts down the running game, it's over for Washington because you have to be able to stick that ball in and pull it out and throw it over the head.
It is over for James Washington.
Yeah, okay. So it sounds like this game going to be a little more contentious than the seeding because when you look at it, you think...
Yeah, it's not about seeding at this point. It's about them defense wins games. I said it last week. I'm saying it again this week. Defense wins games. So if Detroit coming in and blasting Daniels, this rookie quarterback, he ain't gonna be able to do nothing with the ball.
The only thing.
Win.
The only thing. Jaden Daniels ain't Sam Darnold. And so we talked about the guys running free and those long foul balls. Sometimes they straighten them out. And so if they blitz,
home run.
Home run. So that. But also, remember when Dan Quinn brought all those guys over, he brought all the old heads in. Bobby Wagner, Lawrence Armstrong, Dante Fowler, guys that have played a lot of games.
Real ones.
Detroit. Man, it's the first time y'all had a home playoff game with these kind of implications in a long time. All that excitement, all that energy, it can work against you.
Yeah.
And so if Jerry Goff and them get a little too keyed up, all it takes is a turnover to flip the energy in the building.
Geeked up. Too geeked up.
I feel like
We got too many.
I feel like Washington O-line is not that good, but they're playing good ball. They're playing better than Minnesota. I feel like they're doing a better protection with them. OG Bobby Johnson, the line coach, he got the boys playing. They got a great little run scheme that they're running. The little toss outside, the little O-lineman pulling, getting out there and blast people. I mean, some of the run plays I watched, the O-lineman 10, 20 yards down the field. They're playing some good ball right now. I'm just a little worried. I'm not saying they're gonna win, but it's gonna be. I think that game's gonna be closer than.
I think it'll be tense.
And I do think if the O-line can step up and give Daniels some time, I like Washington receivers versus Detroit's DBs.
Let me tee this up because y'all talking O-line, and they say the best O-line in the game right now is in Philadelphia with the Eagles. And the Eagles got the Rams. And I'm looking at that game, and there's always some doubt when you look at the Eagles. I don't know if it circles around Jalen Hurts, the relationship with A.J. Brown, coach is not leading the team, locker room. It's always something that people just say, I don't know about the Eagles. And then the Rams come in there, and you're surprised that they're even in this position, being real. Even my 9-year-old son was like, the Rams in the playoffs? Still, Daddy? So I'm like, this is a situation, I don't know how this is going to play out. Somebody inform me.
So when the Rams went to the Super Bowl, 3 years ago, and won it, they got hot win in December. Matthew Stafford is hot right now. It starts with that dude in the quarterback. Matthew Stafford is hot right now.
I think they won 10 out of their last 13. They found their way. Their offense has been really good. Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua have been available. It's been really good. Also, Matthew Stafford is playing more under center. Yeah. What that does, run game, play action. That gives you an issue. The problem that you have is can their defense match the effort that they displayed against Minnesota?
I think Stafford is one of the better playoff quarterbacks in the game right now.
Well, plus, you've seen many times where a team who hasn't had the best regular season come in as a wild card and then get on a run.
Just go.
Right?
Hot.
We
think the best team in the NFL is the hottest team. It's momentum.
And other teams. And I don't even think it's a question that the Rams are playing the best football right now.
Of all teams
Of
or
all
these?
teams.
I don't think of all teams, but they're playing.
I think the Rams are red hot. And I'm not even a Rams fan.
They do have momentum.
They're not playing the best. I agree. If the Rams defense is going to be a big test against the Philly O-line because the Rams defense was out there blasting. They were 8 sacks. They were old. If they could play that, but Minnesota's line's not the best line. Right. So it's going to be a great test. But if they could give them even a little bit of that effort and rattle
Jalen,
Hurts. It's gonna be a game.
Now the other thing, they played before, and it was 37-20 out here. So Philly walked into that game knowing they can put their hands on. And so when you that confidence, and it doesn't always matter, but there's something too when you put your hands on someone.
What you say, Bucky? What happens when you see like that boy come out to?
Yeah, but I don't trust. Has a concussion. He's coming out of concussion.
He played well.
Yeah, but he played last week.
What I don't trust.
For what Philly wants him to do, he played well.
Yeah,
he
played
didn't
well
play
last
well
night.
for everybody else saying that's not what I want my quarterback to look like, but he played well for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Was it
and what
a
he does.
dial-back playbook?
No, it's the Philadelphia Eagles playbook. That's what they do. You guys just want him to look like all these other quarterbacks. That's not what he does.
By you guys.
Okay, guys, moment of silence once again. We got to have our moment of silence. Let's be respectful to Eugene. Once again, off to a slow start in the word count. But we know Eugene got some racial, you know he got some non-black things to say about this. Inside joke, inside. You got to watch all the episodes to catch the Eugene joke. Eugene, Rams fan, yeah? Or LA fan, but really Chargers more, right? Say yeah, we're on camera. But how do you see this matchup going, Eugene?
You know what I really noticed about the Rams game is it's what's his name?
Never mind, Eugene, you don't know nobody. I thought you knew something. We got a Ram NARP. Hey, Bucky, I'm on one today. I got this duck hunt out here. Some of that Dre.
Getting the fans involved. Didn't you see they had 45,000 people from LA at that game?
Yeah, they showed up. Yeah, they showed up.
They took the buses.
Yeah, they took the buses. I ain't that type of fan.
I love what you're saying, but fans don't make tackles. Fans don't make plays. Fans are not going to Philly. Wait, in the cold
go over
weather.
there right quick, because Maxwell need to go to the studio real quick. And we need. There is a Philly NARP in the building.
So wait a minute, before we even go there, who owes us push-ups?
The Vikings game, I blew. They lost by 20. I meant to say they was going to lose by 20.
Oh, you misspoke?
No, I said they was going to win by 20. I meant to say they was going to lose by 20.
No.
My bad.
Darnold was going to turn this game around.
We got 20 coming before this show is over.
Yeah.
We're going to trust you. You're going to drop and hit them 20.
I got you.
But we ain't going to put you on the spot right now. All right.
I got you.
I know you got a lot to say.
Over there listening to y'all talk about
why'd you just jump? You got green everywhere, leaking under the collar. Let's hear it. Hey, the floor is yours. What's going to happen here?
First off, you can't look at that Rams and Vikings game and think that's going to have, and then you're going to see that same team this Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's different squad. Number one offensive line in the league, and number one defense in the league. Regardless if Jalen's at 100% or not, he's still going to perform well because he's got great pieces around him. He's got arguably the best running back in the backfield with him. Saquon Barkley, your boy Eric Dickerson was worried this season. Don't forget your boy was nervous.
Nah, I'm with you. I am with you there.
Yeah,
I'm with you there. But be real.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's your guy. You know, you ever been in that relationship? You're like, I love you, girl, because I've been with you so long. But golly, they outside. You know what I mean? Like, I can look at this wall. They outside, dog.
They are. But
what's your concern level with Jalen Hurts? Not just injury, but be real. Like, Jalen Hurts.
If we needed Jalen Hurts to carry the team for a victory right now, less than a month from his concussion protocol, like getting the concussion, I'd be concerned. But like you guys saw that first play of that game last week. I mean, the special teams player came in and just blew that guy up, got the fumble recovery, and we went and scored that very first drive. So I mean, obviously special teams and defense, I mean, that's 2/3 of the game.
But I don't think
It ain't gonna happen all the time, but it did happen.
You can't rely on that one play.
Yeah.
No. I mean, we made plays.
You don't
on
win
defense.
Uno just draw forward.
Slay's interception. Guys made plays on defense, and we didn't turn the ball over. We wasn't turning the ball over like the Vikings did. So like you can't compare those two games.
That was personal.
The Vikings didn't look like the Vikings from the regular season. They didn't look like the 14-3 Vikings that we enjoyed watching.
Nah, them last two games suspect as it gets.
Matthew Stafford. Two of their three losses came in the last 2 games of the season.
Matthew Stafford.
That wasn't middle season Vikings that we got to enjoy. We saw them ready for the combo Vikings. That's what we saw.
Matthew Stafford is here and Sam Darnold was here. Like they changed the whole pecking order.
That
makes a difference. Going into the playoffs, the momentum of y'all on that stride where you winning, and the opposite of that when y'all on the losing streak.
Where are the Eagles in stride? Is this a fluid stride, track coach, or is this like a little choppy here?
I think the culture is much better than it was like towards the end of the season with AJ Brown kind of going through it, being upset. I think that he's kind of embraced his role of just, hey, it's about the team. It's about getting this win.
And literature and reading comprehension.
That's about the book. He kind of played a little bit in that press conference after the game, didn't he? I see him holding the book, but I'll never see him reading. That's how you know they boys, though.
That's how they boys.
That's how you know they boys, and they're back, and their relationship's much better than it was because he wouldn't have said that if it wasn't.
This game gonna be a lot closer than it's gonna be a close game.
Detroit now got some confidence.
It's gonna be a close game.
It's gonna be close.
I ain't never lost it, Doug.
You just don't want Philly to come through there.
I just don't want Philly to
Who would
come
you
through
rather?
there.
Oh, you really?
I'd rather play the Rams.
Oh, you want to see that?
I'd rather play the Rams.
Stafford back in Detroit.
Stafford back in Detroit. I do want that smut.
That's like Eminem, like movie. This is gonna be a
It's a
whole
good
different
story.
movie.
It's a good story.
Okay, so, all right, we've been saving the best for last, and NFL ain't stupid. They were as well. Yeah. Like, I ain't gonna lie. You ever wait for a game, and as soon as it's about to kick off, you're like, I hope this game don't start. Because now it's 1 second fewer of it playing out. Every second is one less of watching Buffalo versus Baltimore. Now, obviously, this couldn't be a Super Bowl matchup. They're both AFC teams, but I'm looking at it like, yo, this is the best game for so many reasons. MVP conversation. Who really is playing the best, even though Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback? Who's playing the best right now? Two teams that's just going to go out there. They're so familiar with each other. It's just going to be a dogfight. I need to hear somebody break this tie in my head of let's go Buffalo and these Ravens.
Let's go Buffalo. Same old story. Let's go Ravens. Because now their defense is starting to play.
Who?
Ravens defense is starting to play. And if the Ravens defense turn up the dial and be able to run that ball with Henry in the backfield, I'm going to tell you, nope. I'm going to continue to say, Lamar is extra. And can you imagine going into a game when the future MVP is extra? Ravens is all the way.
But what?
And they're going to get it done.
But didn't you just explain the Buffalo Bills? It's the same breakdown. If he does Josh Wright Allen's the same exact expectations for Buffalo as Lamar is for Baltimore. So you kind of broke them down. So it's which one is going to do which is what we asking, I guess.
I'm going to the bank, and I'm going to put $1 million.
Oh, damn. Hold on.
$1 million.
Hey.
I got a black card.
Hey.
I'm putting $1 million.
Hey, you know the IRS can see this. You know that, right? The IRS can see this.
You know he got a checkbook. He got a checkbook, and he got that receipt. He got that receipt layer still.
I got my ledger. I got a ledger. Every check I write a ledger. I'm putting the goal on Baltimore because I think all facets of the game, and there's 3 parts of it. I think they're going to show up and show out.
Which means nothing. Yeah. But I hear you. But I just don't. It's playoff football. I don't think that means nothing.
35 to 10. Look, that was real. Baltimore put it on them. However, all the pressure's on Baltimore.
All the pressure's on Baltimore.
All the pressure's on Baltimore because the narrative has been written about Lamar Jackson not being able to play in the game. He told you how he gets too antsy in those games. He gets too emotional in those moments. Now, he kept his emotions in check against Pittsburgh, but they always see Pittsburgh. It's a divisional round. This is a little different because of all the weight and all the expectations that come along with this. Josh Allen, playing at the MVP level. Josh Allen's one of only 3. 40 total touchdowns, 500 plus rushing yards, fewer than 7 interceptions in a season. This is what he does, and he's doing it with less. They're averaging 30 points a game. They've only given up 8 sacks. So that vaunted Baltimore defense that you're talking about, can they get to number 17? And when we talk about Josh Allen uses his legs in the gotta-have-it moments.
Yes.
Red zone, third down, end of half, 2-minute situation. So we can talk about Lamar, and I love Lamar and Derrick Henry and all that. But at the end of the day, we talk about these moments where you gotta put your signature on it if you're gonna be a great.
Oh, Bucky sounded amazing. I gotta say, you just convinced me that he might be right and that million gonna hit. Let me tell you why real quick. That million might hit, OG. I mean, you're gonna get all them damn stamps. Here we go. No, listen to what he said. He said, Buffalo is doing it with less. And there's a certain point where doing it with less, you can't cover for that all the time. You ever been in those games where you like, as a coach, we're coaches, and Bucky's a great coach, you seen like, I gotta manipulate, I gotta disguise, I gotta cover all these warts. And then you play a team, they may not even be smarter than you. They just better, and they're like, I'm sorry, sir, you don't even got the horses. And then now we take over that moment. That's what I'm
And that's where I'm saying, you're saying, one guy versus a team. Can that one guy? No, I'm just saying. But when we're just giving Ace an example of a guy who has to play his best.
No. Lamar has to also play his best. Lamar don't got you got Derrick Henry back there. You don't got a great receiving core. You see what I'm saying? But Buffalo's offense, they got weapons. They got the same weapons Baltimore has, right? None of them has the best receivers and the best. They don't got Derrick. They have a run game.
Yeah, but
One thing I like about what Bucky said.
The wild card is Lamar.
But the pressure's on Lamar.
And the pressure's on Lamar, and Lamar hasn't shown up under pressure.
So we don't know if you got to represent for the community. This is a community game.
What community?
It's a community game. You know what community I'm talking about.
This is going to make or break Lamar's legacy. He's been here too many times. It hasn't.
You told me, you say 7 years. You say 7 years. He's 7 years, but he's been
off the freeway for that one.
one time.
It's gonna break his legacy. I think it will hurt it. Oh, now hurt. Oh, okay, hurt.
It'll hurt a lot. Postseason means a lot.
More chances.
Who hasn't done this? Peyton Manning did it forever in the beginning of his career. John Elway did it forever. Like Steve Young went like this in the Super Bowl, like get this damn gorilla off my back. Like in the moment, yes, you can recover. Once you get it, you got it. Like enough. That's true. I think Josh is in the same pressure tier, maybe like low of the same tier, because he doesn't have the weapons, or at least
So no one expects
they don't expect it. Right.
But he's the same. He don't got the same.
Okay, so you're countering the discussion, and you say, I say, well, weapons, and then you come back and say, well, he doesn't have the weapons. I just said that.
a million, baby. a million.
They both have the same.
They're about even, because there's no one in their receiver corps. If Zay Flowers is playing, there's no one that you commit extra attention to.
Right.
So it comes down to both of these teams.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to run it.
But that's where the stars shine the best. That's why you grow out of that.
But there's no stars, is what we're saying.
I'm just saying, but that's why you find a star, because the fact is they've been putting up points. Even though we have Flowers that was not, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, now.
They've still been putting up points.
Here's it goes. Now, look, this is me doing my job. I do my job so well that I got to highlight it, and that means I don't do it well.
I'm gonna highlight it for you.
Speaking of a star, let's go to Dallas. And talk about the star right now. Oh, man, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys and all the reports. We got to get this out because Deion's involved. Jerry Jones, Deion Sanders having that conversation. And the conversation, I think we should frame it, how we think this is going to play out, and more importantly, if you're Deion Sanders, you're sitting there saying, Dallas or Colorado? So I want to hear you guys break it down. What are you thinking in that moment? You go, big dog.
I think it could be more than Dallas or Colorado.
No. I think that it's no other place he's going. One or the other.
Meaning he can choose Colorado and then wait another year and see what comes up professionally.
I don't think anything takes him out of Colorado but Dallas. Yeah, and Dallas is going to get a coach. And he won't go to Dallas. Shedeur, Shiloh is Cowboys.
There's too many landmines in Dallas.
But his son is going to show up and cover up some of those, he feels. Or we're going to go down together, son.
What are they going to do? They're going to trade Dak. They're going to trade Dak.
No, you can sit. You can sit on the bench. My question is this. Before we get into those details, the first layer is, if you're Deion, Colorado or Dallas, what you thinking? How you playing it out?
Deion is not connected to his son, right? The Under Armour All-Star game when they were in high school, Deion chose a different quarterback to play on his team instead of choosing Shedeur. He's not opposed to coaching another quarterback for a couple years. Let Shedeur go somewhere else, get better, right? Dak, you'll be done in 2 years. Then we'll get rid of Dak, and I'll still be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. He's not connected saying, I have to go to Dallas with Shedeur right now, because that's too many moving pieces. Yeah. Take the job now. Let Shedeur go become a better NFL quarterback. He'll come to Dallas in a couple years. But
I don't think it has anything to do with Shedeur or anything. It has to do with Deion wanting to come in, and if Deion's going to come in and lead Colorado, it's going to be his way. And Jerry's not going to loosen up and give up any of his decision making.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for those two to bump heads. And let's say Deion does go south, that's going to be a damper on their relationship. I feel like Deion really.
Here's the thing that you got to throw in. Insert this into that thought process of it sounds easy on paper. Of course, you go to the Cowboys over Colorado, but the expectations are lower. You have now used Play-Doh and created Colorado exactly like you wanted it in the pottery class. This is the glove that does fit in Colorado. Do you leave that to go to Dallas where everybody else is getting ran up out of town?
Marcellus, in Colorado, you still don't have a championship team, though. If he had his guys in Colorado, he would stay. He doesn't have a top 25 team. They're not there yet. We all.
He has to build. He has to build. That's what he's been saying.
That's not happening. He's not even playing this year, y'all.
He has to build. Everything he does in Colorado is his.
Deion don't like playing freshmen.
If he goes to Dallas, he's not going to have that.
Dallas is going to be.
Dallas
That's going to be a nightmare for Deion.
But it's probably.
That's what Deion wants. Deion works well in chaos.
Yeah.
That's his
I mean,
whole
Jackson
life.
State. How is Jackson State from day one? That ain't chaos? That is right. How was Colorado before he got there?
Well, think about it. Everywhere Deion has chosen to go has been low enough that he can do whatever he wants and have success or failure.
Under the radar expectations.
The flip side to that,
No, yeah.
failure, and nobody is gonna criticize it.
Yeah, good point.
Deion's the most criticized coach in college
Nah. You got to listen to him. Listen to him. What he's saying is, yeah, he goes to a sorry place and say,
Do what I say. Full control.
For him.
yeah.
Jerry ain't giving
State
up
had
control.
no program. Yeah. They don't have a program now. They didn't even win the championship when he was there, but they were better than they were. Colorado was a one-win team. Now he's the hero because they're an 8.
And they still didn't win.
Okay, they still didn't win.
But that's not Dallas.
So he's not walking into pressure situations.
That's not Dallas.
It's not pressure to Deion.
So when we think about the NFL, I say it's the same story. He is starting at the bottom with the Cowboys. It's the same story.
No.
I'm not talking about me. No, hold on.
You got to watch this movie. It's different.
I'm talking about. That's what I'm about to. I'm trying to say when I talk because we're talking about levels, right?
He doesn't have to win this year.
He doesn't have to go into the Cowboys and win. He has to show up and build an organization. Jimmy Johnson was 1-15 his first year out.
Yeah, that was
But long as you go.
It's such a different time. I would say this for business.
It's big.
Deion aligning with the Cowboys is boom. You think about all the stuff that he's done. Amazon Prime series, all that. You put him with the Cowboys. It's a brand. It's just brand that you.
And that's all that particular owner cares about.
Yes, that's why it makes
And that's
sense.
the point that I'm saying. The only reason Deion would go to the Dallas Cowboys is the brand.
Okay, let me say this. I think it sounds. Does it sound like this to you guys? It sounds like if he can go to Jerry Jones, because look, Antonio Pierce thought he had this relationship with Mark Davis. I would assume he's like, Mark, you're gonna have to give me some mulligans because we ain't got a quarterback. I got you, big dog. Then all that pressure changes, expectations go crazy. People are loving you, then they hate you because it's a thin line, and then you're out the door. If Deion can have Jerry really sign in blood, hey, we may not be good or great for a day or two, but do not let me go because this pressure doesn't bother me. These expectations don't bother me. If he can get that deal, yes, because every other deal, he's in trouble because everyone talks Cowboys no matter how good or bad they are.
But he has that deal. Him and Jerry Jones have been like this since 2000.
Decision making, I think. If Deion is allowed some decision making, and Jerry guarantees that he'll get some input in the roster and all that.
What you think?
Jerry, do you think Jerry gives him decision making?
Only because it's Deion.
No. You know why I think he doesn't? Because Steven is next in line. That's his son. And guess what? Pops, chill out. I don't give a damn who he is. I don't care who
Plays
Okay,
into.
but we're not taking.
That's why he wants him
We're
there.
not taking in the factor that Deion is about impacting lives, and the reason why he's going to stay in Colorado is because he has a chance to continue that legacy of impacting lives. And if
They got an open checkbook.
because he is the GOAT. He is. I mean, when you look,
Nah.
He touches way more people. He touches Bill. Hey, wait, what did he say? It's about the money, turning me on. It's about the money. That's what Deion about. Come on.
He has an opportunity. Everybody should want to be at a program where we call a statue program. That if I do what I'm supposed to do, they can put a statue outside the stadium for me.
Say that.
They can put a statue outside of Colorado Stadium for what Deion has done.
Not
He
yet,
is
though.
already.
Not yet.
He's already.
Not yet.
Not yet. He's already changed the stuff. So now you talk about the brand. No one was talking about Colorado. Colorado Dormant brand. So now it's
Since the
must see.
early 90s.
They're on TV every week in a primetime spot because people want to see Deion. Either you love him or you hate him, but you want to see him. Now, if he gets more kids, his kids to come in there, he's going to win at some point. All they got to do is get into the
And
playoffs.
he's got a great draft class.
Yeah.
Deion's.
You are not talking about Ohio State and Oregon and Colorado. It's not happening in 5 years. You're 5 years.
But they're coming to play for him though. They'll come and play for him. Those caliber kids will come and play for Prime.
Especially if they start winning.
Not 100
Not 100 of them. There's
let's take us to the locker room. Let's go to the locker room. Deion can move the world at the college level. But when you go into the pro locker room,
which he understands. So he's not
You're
coming
going
in
to
saying,
allow-
what do I do in the NFL locker room? He understands Jerry.
you can understand the locker room, but the fact is, bro, I have kids, I have situations. I'm just trying to show up, handle my practice, go home, and handle my business. All that extra motivation, he has to bring in the right coaching staff. See, people are not, hear me out. You have to bring in NFL head coaches. Is not only about just coaching a team. Those coaches, head coaches, is motivators and relationship builders, and hopefully you build the right roster. Your money is based off of your defensive coordinator and your offensive coordinator and the coaches that are interacting every day with players. I played for a great motivating coach, Jimmy Johnson, right? But the fact is, I love Dave Campo because he.
But what you talking? Right. So you're saying that he's gonna leave or not leave? Now I'm confused.
No, I'm saying he should stay
because of that.
Because of those things. But the money and the I factors, he's been like that since Fresno State. He stepped into the league I factor.
Fresno State. Who went to Fresno State? Florida State. I'm like, who you talking about? David Carr, nigga? That's what I'm saying. He's gonna have the best staff. Thank you. He's gonna have his choice.
Will y'all let this old man spend some of that million on his mental health?
So look, when Deion went to Ferris State, go ahead.
Since Florida State, Deion stepped.
All right, we need to do this. We got to get a vote in this. What's up, Trip? Let me hear it.
Deion's sons, both of his sons entered
In the draft, yes. One will be a 6th, 7th rounder. Shedeur will be a 1st rounder.
One will be a free agent.
Six or seven rounds.
Shiloh?
Shiloh not getting drafted, right?
Shiloh gonna get a call like you gonna get a call.
I was drafted as a free agent, as a 7th round. That's what I said, 6th or 7th.
I'm saying like you today.
You don't think Shiloh will get drafted? No. Okay, hold on. So hold on. So we're talking.
Only way he's gonna get drafted is if his dad's a coach.
Do you guys not understand that the black African American male is in the same position as these Fortune 500 CEOs? They bring in who they want to bring in. Because he's Deion Sanders' son, he's going to get drafted. Just like LeBron James got his son drafted. It's really that simple. No, he's not that good. It's a 7th round pick.
We got a bet.
It's a 7th round pick. They're like, you throw away 7th round picks.
Hey, that's an interesting one. Okay. So what he's saying,
You better get his tweaker.
what he's saying is, all right, so what he's saying is he has value.
He has value.
And when you have value, obviously it can mean different things to different organizations, opportunities, right?
Jersey sells.
Right. So listen to this. Listen to this, guys.
Shiloh's jersey.
Let's say the value of this, because this is going to trend.
I said the same thing about Bronny.
Hey, hold on.
And
Bronny and Shiloh are two completely different
They'll buy 21. Dallas Cowboy. Sanders.
Sanders on it. That's going to be his number.
They'll buy that.
This is a great springboard.
49 somewhere.
This is a great springboard into this. I'm not going to let y'all kill Shiloh on this show. I'm not going to let y'all do that. I don't know Shiloh like that. Okay. All right, let's say this. Let's bring it back home. Shiloh may or may not get drafted. We got a bet over here already. We're going to have a schism on this show, a long-going feud of Shiloh all the way through the draft. I say he's getting drafted because of the value. You think he's not. A lot of people think he's not. Here's the thing. Let's talk about value, because it ain't just about Shiloh, who may have value in the NFL getting drafted. We just saw somebody lose more value in one season than I've seen ever. And I may be hyperbolic right now, but I don't think I am. Sam Darnold, who I've seen around, don't know him, but every time we see each other, it's love. But he's around LA, I'm around LA. And when next time I see him, I can't stop thinking, I know it, of how much money you lost in 2 games. You went out there and played all season and lost that. Somebody give me not only the thought process of Sam Darnold right now, but what did he really lose?
I think what happened, because when we talk about the bag, it's supply and demand. Those teams that need quarterbacks still need quarterbacks. And so at the end of the day, if you like or you don't like SHEDEUR and Cam Ward, that's all that's available in the college draft. And then in free agency, who are you going to get? Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields,
the quarterback, and
Drew Lock. Like, so it puts Sam Darnold in a position where he's going to get it now. We got excited.
Bucky, are you taking Darnold over any of those guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's all of them. Because he just won 14 games in the NFL.
And they don't get that. Y'all gotta look at the 2 games.
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
Y'all gotta look at the 2 games y'all judging.
Right. It's
the team that's gonna get him gonna have a better offensive line.
Yep.
That boy, we count the sacks. Let's count all the time he was running for his life. Get smacked in the mouth throwing the ball. The offensive line didn't show up in those 2 games.
Who'd he lose
He's gonna go to another
Detroit
team.
and the Rams. Those are 2 good teams.
He's gonna go to another
Y'all
team.
act like he lost to the Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You can teach him how to not hold on to the ball so long.
He's
And
already,
that's the only thing.
you
that's the
can't
only
teach
problem
him
there.
nothing. He's already an NFL
No, but
quarterback
I'm
and
just saying
having
you can't
success.
teach him. I mean,
He's
there's things
good.
you have to learn, though.
It's not only that, though. Who has blessed him? He spent time in San Francisco in Shanahan's system. He goes with Kevin O'Connell in the same system. It's the dominant system in the league. And so when we think about whoever gets hired or whatever, more than likely they're going to run that system. You're going to want someone who knows
the system.
So will he get $50 million annually? No, he's still going to get.
He getting $100
40.
million.
He's getting $40 million.
He's getting 120.
He's getting 120.
He's gonna get something nice. He's not gonna get top, but he ain't messing up to where he ain't getting nothing. Hey, he gonna be all right. Give us half of that. We gonna be good with it.
Yeah, I know all that, but at the same time, you do not go to sleep. Okay, Pittsburgh offered me off market. You know, your free agency comes right after the combine and all that, right? So the combine is where they unofficially meet with your agent. So everybody going around, I'm a free agent, and everybody going around saying, we're going to get Wiley. And my agent telling me that, I'm like, it sounds good, but call me when free agency starts. So Pittsburgh had the highest offer out there. Now, I still landed on my feet, but I wanted to land on my toes. And Pittsburgh had me on my toes. That money was bigger than the one I got. So I don't believe all this conversation.
And the reason, the difference between that is he is a quarterback in the NFL. They're going to stretch for the quarterback.
Did you sign before? We're not talking about him not getting any money. We're
talking about him blowing.
We're talking about how much money gone.
How much he blow?
Realized losses. Like on your stock.
And there's no question.
Realized loss.
Okay, so at a,
$20 million a year.
at a minimum.
But where he's coming from, what he's about to get is going to be a.
But
okay, hold on. This is what you're saying. So before the Detroit game, he was going to come in at about $150 million for 4 years. Right? After these last 2 games, he's at 4 years for $120 million. That's what he lost $30 million. That's what you're saying. Who tripping on that?
I'm not even saying. No, hold on. I'm not saying that.
That
0 and 30 is
Because you're greedy.
So all of it counts. The situation is really this. So Sam Darnold, like the Vikings still hold the cards because the Vikings can always slap the franchise tag on them. That is $40.1 million. So if you're Sam Darnold, wherever you're looking, that's the starting point of the negotiation.
We're not saying it's not great money. We're asking.
Yeah, y'all not listening to the question.
He blew the bag.
He didn't blow the entire bag.
4 for 120.
He lost so much money.
$1 million more per year.
No?
Than what you're.
There is not one owner saying since he played like that those last 2 games that we're off of Sam Darnold. They are all saying, do you know how hard it is to win 14 games in the NFL?
No, that's not fair and that's not true. Matt, no, let me say why. Let me finish why. The reason they are saying that is because Sam Darnold has underperformed for his entire career. And then you overperform, and all we want is consistency. And you gave us 14 games, but you couldn't even give us a full year. A nice 14.
What did we just say about the playoffs? But you couldn't even finish that deal. There are levels to this. If you look at everybody's first playoff games, right, from your Troy Aikmans to your John Elways to your Joe Montana, they don't play that well from the quarterback position until they get to your Jared Goff years. We all believe in Jared Goff right now. We didn't believe in Jared Goff in his 4th and 5th year. You see what I'm saying? He's going to get there. Somebody is going to believe that, and they're going to be like, yo, here's your 150.
And I want Sam Darnold.
Mic drop.
Oh, yeah. No, that's for 20 push-ups.
A lot has to do with it, too. Sam Darnold hasn't been in that position in that moment as at the top, and it's a lot of pressure on his back. It's just as Justin Herbert. He went into Houston and laid an egg, 4 interceptions, but his receivers played a part in that. They couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah. Now, Justin been there before. Started. But that's my point.
For Minnesota.
Exactly.
Offensive line playing horrible. I mean,
exactly.
He was back
And the defense.
And I feel like they're going to take that into consideration when they're negotiating. Like, okay, this is going to be different. This game is different. We're going to make sure we got to protect.
And none of his receivers can get separation during that game. That's why he was pumping it. Like he was blowing up tires.
No, the thing about it is, if you're Sam Darnold, I'm just talking about the haunted experience. Like you get over the fact that you're going to land somewhere. You know you got a job and you know you got a high-paying job. But that ain't what keeps you up at night. What keeps you up at night is opportunities lost, right? And the opportunity that he had, all he had to do was finish the deal. Like, here's the equation that someone gave to me before. They said, there are 2 different defensive ends. Tell me which one you're going to take on your team. They both have 15 sacks. But one got 0 sacks his first year, 5 the second year, and 10 the third. Or the guy who got 10 his first year, 5 the second, and none his last year. Which one you taking?
Because he's ascending.
Ascending. Right now, in this present moment, you can't say with conviction that Sam Darnold is wholly ascending. You're like, he's better than he was. What was that at the end? Did that remind me of who he used to be? He never reminds somebody of why they doubted you in the first place.
Yeah, but he used to be was on the Jets. Look at Aaron Rodgers. What happened to him?
But did we honestly think that he was going to take the Vikings all the way?
But Darnold was bad in Carolina, too. Darnold's been bad everywhere.
But that you just proved the point.
But in what way?
because he was bad in all those places, and then he came and won 14.
Or was just the organization bad? The offensive coordinator.
I'm saying record-wise. Baker Mayfield was bad in Carolina. Now look at what he's doing right now with the Buccaneers.
Exactly.
Everybody's just bad organization. Look at Bryce Young. Bryce Young, if he has an opportunity to go to another team, he might return back to.
Bryce was balling at the end, though. Bryce was balling at the end.
But it's still Carolina. Still Carolina.
I have you second guessing yourself, and you guys know as pros, as you second guessing yourself, you don't come in with that confidence, then it's going to impact the way you play the game. It's going to impact the way you perceive the game.
So let me ask you all this then, right? All you guys, give me a grade on Sam Darnold's year, right? From 100, right? What's his grade this whole year? Take the last two and 14-2, the stats. What was his grade?
I give him I give him an
no. Give me a number.
I give him an 85.
2 games
90.
outliers, or 3 games outliers.
8.
I give him 90%.
90.
90. I give him 90.
Okay.
Everybody giving him a college edge.
Will a 90. Okay, so next year, will your number go up wherever he's at?
It depends on what he has around him.
No.
Exactly.
And what's
If you go back to the Jets,
So if you're in the right situation, you keep your 150.
If he goes to a different system,
Okay,
You keep your 150 if you go to the right
Let me
system.
throw something else in there. And pros, I really want your opinions on this, because when the Rams were rolling and
This year?
Cooper Kupp was
Talking about this year?
and no, when Cooper Kupp was
The man?
breaking all these records, right?
Yes.
All of my ex-NFL friends were like, it's the system. He's a scheme receiver.
He's yeah.
Not that great. And I argued with
He's
him.
great
I was
at
like,
what
how
he
can you
does.
not be great if you lead the league in everything and you're breaking every record? And what they said, without an exception, everybody I know who played in the NFL, every single person said that anybody could do that. And DeAndre Hopkins was better. And Hopkins was better, but the scheme is what made Cooper Kupp. Now, Kevin O'Connell was the offensive coordinator for the Rams. Did the scheme make?
Justin Jefferson?
Stop that. You know what he's trying to say. No, I get it. I go.
Did the scheme make Sam Darnold? And once the scheme gets figured out and teams have more tape and they can, and the better teams are playing,
Can he outplay the
can
scheme?
he outplay the scheme? Because when you play the best two teams you played in the most pressure situation, he stunk.
Yeah,
So
but
is it the scheme or is it
that's also the that's why it's a pecking order when we talk about the elites and everybody else.
Right.
80 to 85% of the players in the league are system guys. You have to play in the right system to match your skills.
I'll take some of that. I was there.
To be successful, if you go to the wrong system
Yeah,
that doesn't match your skill set,
Yeah.
you don't flourish.
I feel that.
There are only a handful of guys that are transcendent that can just, you drop them in and they can play in anything like that. And so with Sam Darnold, the system certainly helped him. But that same system routinely makes average quarterbacks Pro Bowlers.
Great.
Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan, Brock Purdy. Like you can go down the list. The system is designed to make those guys play above and beyond. We talk about Jerry Goff. But the greats in that system, they go to another level.
Now, let's bring this home because that's an amazing point. And I just want everybody to feel what Sam Darnold is feeling as you guys are home owners and you've sold a home, you have purchased a home, and you have sat there and seen them offers. And you have sat there sometimes like, damn, they want this for this? Oh, sell it to them right now. Like, don't even finish the call. Like, give it to them. And then you've also said, oh, they really gonna play me like that. And you still had to get it up off them books. And you sold it for less than you thought. That's Sam Darnold right now. Everybody was saying, oh, he ain't tripping. He's still gonna land on his feet. How many times you thought about it? I still think about my San Diego house. I sold this house for nothing. And this person wrote me a letter 5 years later saying, we thank you still. Because Airbnb came out, and next thing you know, they are leasing it out and renting it out to European families at a tilt 25x of what I sold it. I'm like, so I get where Sam Darnold is. But let's talk about where he's going to go. Man, I'm trying to kill these transitions today, Bucky. Get off the phone. Here we go. 6 NFL coaching opportunities and vacancies, they say right now. We got Dallas, Jacksonville, Raiders, Saints, Jets. That sounds like 5 to me. Tennessee, I hear. I don't know. Point being, there are some opportunities out there. If you're an NFL head coach, take Deion off the table because I know Deion got special circumstances. If you're an NFL head coach, where you going and why you going there? Somebody break that
That's
up.
easy. Where? You're going to Jacksonville. You're going to Jacksonville because the owner has deep pockets. The owner is an absentee owner, so he allows you to do your thing. You have a quarterback in the building, and they've never had success. So even adequate play allows you to get an extension. Because that's what we're coaching for, right? We're coaching for another. So if I'm able to get to 10 games, I get to go knock on the door and be like, hey, we need to go ahead and extend this out.
Now, Bucky, that's not right. You got to disclose the reason you said Jacksonville.
I mean, I work in Jacksonville. I got time with the Jaguars, but I'm just saying, there's something to that. But if you really think about, and also the division is terrible.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
The division, you're talking about the Indianapolis Colts, the Tennessee Titans,
Houston,
and then you got Houston. But 2 of those teams don't have quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson and Will Levis. So it gives you a chance to get in the dance by being able to be okay in the division.
It sounds like a perfect place for Deion.
No. It's too small.
It's Florida.
Colorado's
Only thing you got
bigger
is Florida.
than
He has done his whole life.
Colorado is bigger than Jacksonville.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. There's more people. There's more Colorado paraphernalia than there is Jacksonville Jaguars paraphernalia.
Until the 90s, you got to go for the 90s. Be enemy, Hagen, don't play around now. Don't like Colorado didn't have, they were heavy in L.A. Okay.
Obviously the Cowboys.
Do we have a, well,
Obviously the Cowboys. Why is that obvious? Because the fact is they have space, they have the tools to be successful if they have the right leadership in that locker room. But they have the ability, but I'm saying they have the ability to go get players, and eventually it has to turn.
First of all, this ain't TV. Not like that. We ain't doing that.
He's going Jacksonville and he's going Cowboys. I wonder why.
That stay sorry.
Jacksonville and Dallas. I wonder why.
Yeah. Can we get somebody who's unbiased?
I'm gonna give you some honesty. I'm gonna give you some honesty. The number 1 spot again is got to be Tennessee because you have the number 1 pick. Because if you take the head coaching job, you get to bring in your quarterback. So now you're starting that job. Well, you have to like somebody, right? Or else you don't take the job, right? But if you take Tennessee, you're going to get your quarterback. Now you have your 3-4 years to grow with your quarterback, and in that conference is not that you can be good in. You can be good in that conference. Really, I don't think Tennessee's roster is garbage. That's just me. I like Tennessee's roster. And the GM. Oh, it's only the GM. Edit that. Because he said it, I said it. Misery loves company.
He gonna sell it. Let's hear it. He gonna sell the Raiders.
Oh, you go.
The Raiders, some bias stuff going on the Cowboys.
Yeah, y'all can't pick another team outside the team y'all play for?
No, but I think the Bears. With the quarterback. That's right.
Are we confident that the quarterback is good?
You're not feeling good when you bring in.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Hey, hold on. Let me go back to everything you said. If you put him in the right system.
What system is that when he always plays off the script?
Preach, Pastor.
He doesn't play on time. And so I can call the play, but the play that I'm seeing is him running around doing what he always does.
You bring in the right coaching staff.
To have him not
Y'all
do
keep
that.
this going. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm listening.
Did the Bears make a quarterback coach?
Did the Bears make a mistake?
Yeah, they don't want.
Or I don't think it was the Bears. I think it's this whole NFL media that 99% of y'all believe in. That's just how I feel. Before way too early. Way too early.
But the same issues that he's having in Chicago, he had
at USC.
And I'll say this: who did he beat at SC?
Nobody.
What's the signature win?
So all those highlights were versus Fresno. Right? He didn't have those highlights when you played Oregon.
I feel the same way you do. Yeah. And Lewis Riddick tried to tell everybody, take this dude, not this dude. Yeah, we got this dude, and Caleb Williams just looks shook always to me.
The Bears have a great president and Kevin Warren, so they will get it together.
Anybody who's a number 1 overall pick and never gets a shape up, there's something wrong.
That's hilarious.
Shape makes too much money not to have a shape up.
Hey, at least you're lying, right? At least you're lying.
Still cooked Durant never had a lot of cooking.
Hey. Well, why do you think the Raiders though? Why is that a good?
I just feel like they got the owner. They got a good owner that's gonna back them up.
Good owner.
I feel like if they show a little bit of, I don't feel like they should have got rid of Antonio, but
Right.
going forward, I feel like him and Brady, they want to find their guy, and they got enough money behind them to back everything
That they want to
bring
do.
some guys in there, and he wants to win so bad. I feel like he's willing to do anything as long as you give him a little bit of glimpse of hope early.
Well, let me ask you this, right? The Raiders have always went and got just the big name free agents who didn't pan out, right? So since that guy, the family, is still there, if that doesn't change, can they ever win in Vegas? That's the whole question. Because there's free agents every year, but they never pick the right ones. They always pick the wrong ones.
Well, I thought I was surprised that they got rid of the GM because I thought he did a great job in the draft.
Telesco?
Yeah, Telesco under 1 year, but
Former
if
Charger.
they do bring in a guy, the biggest thing will be is if we find a quarterback because
Is this city hard though? Is it hard to build a team?
No.
A championship team in Vegas?
Why do you say not, though?
Because the fact that, I'm saying he says it's hard to build a championship team in Vegas. I don't think so.
2 years old.
I mean, it's not hard to build one because the fact is that, think about it. People think like, oh, because you're in Vegas, everybody's on the strip. No, bro, you outside.
No, Max Crosby turned his life around in Vegas. Like, a lot of these guys actually, it's funny, like, when you live in a city like LA, I'm in LA, I'm from LA, right? And everyone who comes to LA is ready to turn up. And I'm ready to turn it down because I'm like, I'm used to this. That's the Vegas effect. Them cats don't turn up like that.
When you live in Vegas, you are so away from that. The majority of people, you're so away from the strip. Think about the entertainers that go to Vegas.
We also talking about a guy who changed his whole life in the rug situation in Vegas. So there's also those type of players that still go to Vegas.
Who else did? Was it Arnett? The kid that
You got a lot of positive points to talk about, but we got to switch gears. We got to get a little basketball in here. I see these basketball NARPS in the building. My boy Terry, look at Terry. He literally started rubbing his hands when I said the word basketball. And Terry, I'm gonna start with you, man. A lot of people have come up to me, and I'm a contrarian. I guess that's my label. Even though I don't take things at face value. So when someone comes up to me, like they have been of late, saying, man, what's wrong with Zion Williamson? And I'm like, okay, I got a list in my head, but I also got to confirm that list because perception is not reality to me. I know to a lot of fans, NARPS, they always say, oh man, he fat. And I'm like, have you been to a game and watched that guy? Fat is a loose word. He ain't in basketball shape, and he ain't the only one not in basketball shape. But when I saw him, and he got turkey legs, like his calves, like there's very little that's going to be lost on this part of that body. Right. Now, I hear you here, and I hear you here, and a little more here. But the point is, what's wrong with him? Like, when I see him play, he's killer. When he's out there, he's just not always available. What's wrong?
He's just not consistent. And I think, like, that shine that he had is tarnished right now. From how I look at it, and most fans, he don't want it. Like he's got every opportunity to. He's not the first athlete to be in New Orleans. They all stayed in shape. They've had Hall of Fame careers in basketball, football, whatever. So I don't think he wants it, and you can't want it for him. Yeah. Everybody wants it for him, and this kid, he's had every opportunity to. He's injured, and he gets injured, and it's hard to stay in shape while you're injured. But he's got to be better. That's got to be a priority for him.
Well, criticism shouldn't be, to me, I don't think it's fair. Brandon Roy, Greg Oden, like when you hurt, we shouldn't criticize you. If you are contributing to your injury by not wanting it, not focused, I hear that. is that where Zion is? Is he in a place where you can tell he is not trying his fullest to be who he can be? Or is he bad on his luck, down on his luck because he keeps getting hurt? The dude blew out his shoe in college.
I think what he needs, to be honest, kind of like Charles Barkley back in the day when he was fat and sloppy, and there were some mentors and people around him. I think you have to go look at what's around you and what's your team that's motivating you to be great.
Isn't that lending to what he just said? Like, they can't want it for you.
You're missing the point, though, but it only takes one person to really, that he has to respect, too. He has to be the right person, and I guarantee you, if the right person can get into his space.
Like who? Like I got the low carb over here.
Because what happens is because it's come because nowadays it comes so easy. When the checks and the bank accounts are full, you don't have a tendency to listen
or want.
You're right. I feel like he needs a change of scenery.
Let's not forget he played 70 games last season.
Give it to him.
We're not gonna give no
Give it to him.
You're supposed to play 70 games.
He wasn't hurt. The last few seasons he was hurt. Last season he was healthy.
Give it to him.
Playoffs. That was Zion. He got hurt. Right before he got hurt.
He peaked too early. Yeah, I think what you said, the difference is I think he wants it. The question is what the it is.
Money?
I think the it was the money.
The money.
He got the money. He got the big check. And that was it. Like, it's like I made it. He got the money as a rookie. So he giving away the money. He got the money coming in.
He giving away the money being fat. Because I had a teammate like that would give away the money every week on the scale.
We talking about the NBA money. I'm talking about the money in general. He got that Nike deal as soon as he signed. I'm saying he wanted the money in general. Like as soon as he came in, he got the big check from Nike. He got his rookie deal, and then now he just got another one. Like he's set.
Or are we dealing with someone whose physics are so different that we've seen? No, don't do that to this man. This dude got torque. He blows out shoes. His hamstrings go every single week.
When you go train and you work on your
There is a lot of Sean Kemp.
You think he needs a change of scenery? I think he needs a change of scenery. I think he needs a
Till
fresh
he
new
did.
start. I think he needs a fresh new start, a change of scenery. My last year in Tampa, I gave the most sacks I ever gave in my life. Ever in my life. I went to Oakland. I had the best 5 years of my career.
Why? Give us the why.
Yeah.
I felt like I was.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the
I felt
truth.
like I was over.
Because Tampa got that thing out there.
Well, I felt like I was over.
Oh, yeah,
I
I've
felt
been
like
there.
When Cochiano came, he took the love out of football from me.
I think
with all him being just like I felt like back in college, I was being romantic. When I got back to Oakland, I felt the fun came back.
I feel like for Zion, the big question you have to ask.
Hold on, we ain't gonna let him off the hook. He's talking about he got way better because the fun came back. How the fun go away playing in the NFL? Like, where did your focus go? Seriously.
I didn't want to go to work with Shiano there. I'm like, what's gonna be next today? What he's gonna bring up next?
Why? Because he was on you?
Always something. It was always.
I was like that in
He
Washington.
came from college. He nitpicked it. During stretches, we weren't behind the line. He started everything all over.
He make it feel like hell week every day.
Why can't you be behind the line? What's so hard to be behind the line?
Be disciplined.
I don't understand why.
Oh, you got high on your horse. It sounds like you got high on your horse,
No.
and coach start nitpicking to get you back to the basics, and you're like, I'm not that guy.
One thing, me, I got it from the mud. I ain't never gonna forget where I came from.
No, you ain't get it. You get it from the mud, but mud is water and dirt.
I got it, but this is stuff.
Maybe the dirt got off you. You just wet.
He'll tell us. He'll ask us.
I know I got cocky at the time. I know I got
We
cocky.
have these meetings with the vets once a week. He'll ask us what's going on, how's stuff going. We'll tell him this, that. Okay, I'm gonna think about it.
Now we need to know what this, that is, because that may be the problem with your relationship. Because if a coach, I've been there. Marty Schottenheimer came when we were, and Marty came, and I was like, dog, I already played high school football. And Marty was like, no, you playing it again. And I ain't gonna lie, I had an internal response that was like, I am that dude, and you were talking weird, and he put me in a different position, and he started doing these fundamentals, and I'm over a tight end, and I hated to go to work. But I also had to check myself in retirement. The ego kept going. And I was like, he was right. Like I got high, forget high on my horse. I got off the horse. I'm like, I'm running the race. And the horse is, yeah, I am the horse doing that dance and stuff, right? It can happen real fast, no?
You definitely can, but there's still a limit to some stuff. There's still a limit. He took it over the limit.
I hear
He
you.
took it over the limit.
I'm hearing
so
you.
now we out there, he'll get mad. He'll start a Friday, he started a whole Friday over.
It wasn't to the standards. It wasn't to the
Like, now you look and see, look, you see what I mean?
I do, and I hated it, and I know I love
It sounded
it.
like you didn't want to be coached.
No, I love being coached.
Oh.
You played for the Raiders. You didn't want to be coached.
Go back to what Donald said. Change the scene. Look at Zion's teammate R.J. Barrett. Went to Toronto. Career year. Killing it. Looks like an all-star out there.
The only thing about Zion, you got to ask.
But you also can't run from your problems. Everywhere you go, there you are.
But does he like it or does he love it?
And
Because the ones who are great,
He likes it.
Again,
I-
he likes it.
You think you got to sit down.
I think a good thing. I think a good thing about these NIL deals with high school and college kids, they get their money and it's going to weed out the kids who don't want it. You got your money, and the people who want to be great will be great in the next level.
That sounds great on the surface. Let me tell you how gangster I am. If I'm a kid that's money driven and I get an NIL deal, oh, you just charge me up. Now I'm ready to go get it. I'm gonna go get a mega deal and then I'm gonna show you who I really am. Like I don't reveal.
Most do not think like that.
Trick it all off for 800,000. Gonna make me stop.
Oh, they gonna shut it down.
I've seen people shut it down for 35,000. Wait, and a sweatsuit. 35,000 in a sweatsuit. Like, in a sweatsuit.
Hey, Donald was caught up on my transitions now. Speaking of a transition, there's been a $4 million NIL deal and move. Quarterback Carson Beck, Georgia to Miami, yeah?
Up to 10 million.
He getting, okay.
10, they said.
Oh, okay, break it down to me because you know.
With the other
Well,
endorsement deals, right?
he's got a girlfriend who's big on social media. What's her name? Cavalier twins. The Cavalier twins, one of the twins, right? So that makes his market even bigger. You're at U of M, so you're going to get all these endorsement deals plus your NIL deal. So he's going to make about $10 million this year.
Easy. And the fact is, and that fact is that he don't, and he's going to be what if he tried to go to the league? Because some of us, we want to be in the league, right? And our goal is to be in the league. And then some of us just want to get paid. If I'm him, I stay in college as long as I can because he will never in the league get that kind of money.
Well, first of all, if he's a quarterback, he gonna get that money.
Not no time soon. I'm talking about on a rookie deal. I'm talking about on a rookie deal. He will not make that much money on his rookie deal. It would have to take his second contract to get to that real money. You see what I'm saying?
I'm all for this. I'm all for this. I mean, me coming up and with
Thank
us
you.
having kids, I mean, man.
Thank you.
I mean, sure, I'm about to go work out with my son this week. No, seriously, I'm all for it. Like that's what they're doing this, and it should have been done a long time ago.
Say
and
it.
I'm so happy to capitalize on it. But I do think at some point they do need to kind of put a little cap on it. So
it's out of control.
Maybe everybody is on the roster.
What's out of control? I don't think the money. The money's not out of control. What's out of control is, once again, in our country, if we don't get a piece of it, or if we can't dictate terms, then something's wrong with it. They've done that all the way from alcohol, marijuana, drugs, prescription, etc.
It's the structure. It's the structure that's out of control. Because
what's structure?
The whole point is that they want the structure to control it.
yes, that's what I'm saying.
The money's not out
They're-
of control.
No, that's what I said. They need structure.
Is nothing.
But you have to have some type of, okay, if Ohio State,
They're not getting paid enough. They're paying you that. So make $1 billion, man.
I know, but everybody's not getting paid equally.
So what? That's welcome to America. Welcome to America, where big dog, OG. Everyone on a team doesn't get paid the same. Everyone on the team also doesn't get the same opportunities and playing time. There's no equality in sports. Frankly, y'all, another conversation, there ain't no equality in this world. They give you an equal chance at times to start. And as soon as you take one step, we judging it. And then that change, oh, they did it in 1.6. He did it in 1.5. He gonna be the guy we draft earlier. This whole notion of we gotta make it level is insane because it will never be level. There are gonna be guys on the team, sorry, you're not gonna make bread, bro.
I'm not necessarily worried about the money. What I'm worried about is like, when it's all said and done, because everyone's not going to the league. When it's all said and done, and you gotten your bread, one, have you paid your taxes, and are you leaving college with some form of a degree?
I would love an annuity. I would love an annuity to give them that runway going forward of still giving.
But that same thing was in place. I'll just say something real quick too.
Why are y'all trying to legislate how their money goes?
We're trying to help. No, we're trying to help educate so you don't make all these mistakes. You want to know why? No. No, you want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know? Hold on. What you're failing to... No, it's our responsibility as ex-players to educate young players, because what I know is going on out there, when they hit 22 and 23, they're miserable, they're depressed, and they're going to kill themselves. That's what's going on. I have... Listen to me. Are you going to listen? Are you going to listen to me? I've had a player kill himself in college, so I understand what these kids are doing and going through. It's real when they're talking about they're superstars now, they got money. But what nobody's talking about, when that kid leaves, nobody is there to help him. You want to know why? We know that because when we got up to NFL, nobody was there to help us. So we're trying to give back this education is what we're saying.
Right, but what does that have to do with any of this?
That's what he just said.
No, that's not for us to worry about, y'all.
The NIL, on our side it is.
So let's say MJ is a trading savant and he goes to Goldman Sachs. Is the world worried about what happens afterward?
He is.
No, hold on. I've had real life examples. Let me give you real life examples to bring this home. So I'm in school with Lauryn Hill at Columbia. Literally, Lauryn Hill, not Lauryn Hill to the world yet. Lauryn Hill, homegirl. And she rapping on the phone. We rapping, we talking, just freestyling, telling me how great she is. She got auditions here. She gonna do this and that. I'm like, whatever. I've heard. I'm from LA. Everybody got a story. They're gonna be big time. Turns out she becomes big time. Comes back, real talk, right in front of my face. Show up at school, Marcellus, hey. We ain't have cell phones, none of that. You see her when you see her. You talk to her on the dorm phone. Go back and forth. Literally, at the same time she's blowing up, I'm starting to blow up. And I'm restricted. So I understand what you're saying. Do not legislate. If I had a chance to go get my money, let me go get my money. But what they're saying is not that. They're saying there's a way to disperse that. Because if you go to any job, you don't get paid every minute, every second, every week. You get paid based on what they think is the structure, and that structure is what we're saying. What structure should we give these guys? You made 20 million. We gonna give you 20, but should we give you 20 at 18? I say no, even if it's MJ. I'm saying, man, get that dude $1 million. He gonna blow it because of this. My two best friends, Wall Streeters, they make 88,000 and 100,000 year one. I make $500,000. So drinks on me everywhere we went. Food on me everywhere we went. Club on me everywhere we went. They got used to a lifestyle of 100,000. Then so when they made 2, 3, 5 million, and I was making that money too, I was used to living that way. They were used to living on $100,000 with a 5 million coming in. Guess who looked better in terms of how they looked at money? And that's all we're trying to say. You learn the financial literacy through that process. Sorry for the
arbitrage. Basketball or predominantly black sport. Don't make it that. Make it across the board. Do that for all the clubhouse sports as well. Do that for tennis. But they're not making money.
Tennis ain't bringing in that dough.
But everybody should have a salary cap.
Serena was making money.
But that's not in college.
That's not in college. So what we're saying, the reason why we're talking about the money.
I know, but she's not.
She wasn't
there. Those club teams.
So the reason why we talk about the
went to
money
Stanford left.
in these terms, because we've all been in locker rooms. So when you play in the league, you get paid over the 17 weeks.
Yeah.
When the regular season over, there's not another check that comes until the next September. And so there are guys who, I remember Thurman Thomas showing me his check when I was a rookie, and it was $320-something every 2 weeks. But You don't get that again. And so what would happen, we've all been around guys that when the off season hits, by the end of the off season, they're knocking on the door trying to get an advance for the next year. So it's not so much I don't want them to get paid.
I've been in entertainment my whole
Yeah, so it's not so much that
So I
getting
get
paid.
that.
I just want them to be structured so they're protected.
You can't trust the structure, Buck.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Why?
You can trust an annuity.
You know why
you can trust a government bond.
the NCAA has so much money?
Why?
Because they've been getting free labor the whole time.
100%. The game is rigged. I understand all
free
that.
labor, and the people who still don't want these kids paid would be the ones.
No, they're getting paid. That's not what we're talking about. They're getting paid.
If your 18-year-old daughter, how old is she? 19. 19-year-old daughter running track Division I. Someone comes to her and say, hey, I'm going to give you right now $20 million. There's a part of your brain saying, don't give it all to her right now, but give it to her. And then let
You'd be the first one at the bank.
Because you'll be, hold on.
Sweetie, I'm gonna give you one.
You're
This 19 and put away.
You're going, but what, see, you already know you're going to educate your daughter. But what we're saying, 90% of the other families don't have you.
So let's, and you said this in the conversation when we were talking about the conversation around police brutality, being black in America. You're like, you need someone to step in there and say, maybe mommy and daddy didn't enlighten you. Here's the education you need. All we're saying is the education, not the legislation.
Okay, right. I just don't want. I don't want them.
Hell no.
Telling our kids what to do with your money.
Right.
They gotta be other people. I help so many people because I've been through so much. Like I was just
or anybody else.
No, it gotta be somebody like us. Like I wish
And
my rookie year I had somebody
like
like that.
Yeah.
Because my rookie year I started making checks. I'm getting $20,000 a week. I'm like,
It's gone.
Blowing check.
Fire or blowing check. I'm on fire, mama.
I'm gonna sit here and be honest.
Put it out, mama.
I didn't know I wasn't getting paid all season. I came
Never
over
done
to LA.
anything.
Let me be real. I'm being honest. I didn't know I wasn't getting paid off season. I come back to LA. I'm out here thinking I'm the motherfucking man. I'm in clubs buying bottles. I'm doing everything. I get back for OTAs. Everybody get player performance check. I'm like, where's my player performance check? I was inactive all year. I ain't getting nothing.
You don't even know.
I went to training camp. I went to training
you don't
camp.
even know.
I went to training camp my second year with $1,500 to my name.
Wait for per diem.
I went to that training camp.
Wait for per diem.
All my bills paid. No,
Wait for
serious.
per diem.
I learned my lesson. Before I got my first check, I had a financial advisor hired. I had my budget already set for that second year. But I went in there, paid my bills for the month, $1,500 in my account. When I tell you, I pancaked Derrick Brooks about twice that camp. Kano June, and I got Rondé. It was no way I was gonna come home and tell my mama I was broke, because she was on my head every week asking, I'm getting tired, Mom, I got it. Thinking, no, I didn't, but now when I talk to these kids, because I was just with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, they're about to get $200 million each. And I was telling them while we're sitting down having drinks, that, hey, you know what y'all should do every offseason? I wish I would do, my boy. That's buy an apartment complex every offseason.
And that's
Hold on. Who's buying the drinks though?
My agent was.
Okay.
And I agree with you.
You still got that budget, right?
And that's how it was.
And
Like
that's how I wish I
when I came along,
Real talk.
and it was like, you know, we think about money. I bought a house. I bought a condo with every signing bonus because I had a mentor that was teaching me at the beginning. And you know, and he says, guess what? And if you don't have, and what he was saying, it is our right as former players, the responsibility to go grab a young guy. I'm Anthony Barr's mentor. I mean Jonathan Franklin's mentor, Cassius Marsh's mentor. And the first thing I'm saying, first of all, like you say, man, make sure you pay your taxes so you don't get hit later. But if you don't have a mentor that's giving you guidance, I'm saying.
I'm all for it.
That's what he was saying though.
Mentorship is legislation. Right. I'm just saying it shouldn't be legislated.
Yeah. We got that point off, but I want to. First of all, I got to hear some real numbers because we are all different eras.
And we was broke as hell.
What type of money were you getting? You got drafted what year?
In 88.
88?
Yeah.
So NWA out, and you getting drafted.
Yeah. I took a pay cut from UCLA to go to the NFL though. I was pre-NIL. I rolled up my freshman year in that brand new Z28 with the T-top. Z28 with the T, and I had my Z28, and I had my first, I bought my first condo when I was 19 years old.
Can you please tell me the numbers though? Like, what was your first deal?
My first
signing bonus.
Man,
Not
I got
UCLA.
Man, I got 35 to sign.
Million?
35. I was drafted by the Rams. I blew my knee fifth round. Blew my knee out my senior year. So things happen. You know what? And I was gonna go be a police officer. You know, I was like, yeah, guess what?
You can't be the criminal and the police.
Yes, I can. You got to be able to work both sides. You got to be able to work both sides. It wasn't me. Okay. So it was real talk. I walk in the camp. And I'm mad because I'm like, okay, I wish I could go back to college. Ain't got to pay no taxes. You know what I'm saying? And then they took the 35 and took half of that.
I'm gonna tell you for the second time, the IRS is watching this show.
It's okay. I pay all my taxes, dog. Pay all my taxes. Hey, wait, watch this. My grandmama paid for everything. Listen, my grandmama paid for everything.
We're telling the tape right here. Bucky wants to tell her the tape.
No. So you were 35. Your signing bonus was 35.
35,000.
Okay, so 94. I was picked 48, and mine was 425.
Dang,
that's
good. That's your son. That's a big jump.
That's a good jump. And I'm at 97. I'm 500.
Yeah, so it was 425, 225.
Yeah, we're in the same class.
225 to was the base after that.
Okay. Yes. I got 4 years, 2.1, my rookie deal. I was 1997 second round, 52nd pick.
We're in the same draft, but I was 7th round.
So I was 94, he's 97.
What was your deal?
Like 17,000, I think.
17,000.
Yeah.
And we saying this to inform. We're not here for flossing. We're not here to clown. We're here to let you know, one.
We informing.
Oh, yeah, we informing you.
My free agent, $2,000.
Oh, yeah, we give you
free agent. You're a free agent, right?
Yeah.
Just so y'all can
Just to get you on the roster.
Get a little
something. Yeah, get you a T-shirt or something.
And like he said, you remember what he said? He didn't have that whole reporting bonus his first year because of whatever. If he's a free agent, all that stuff, incentive package. So when you are that lower round, that mid round, everything is based off incentives. When you are in that top 1, 2, sometimes 3, you kind of almost guarantee your money. But even then, your first round dude is not. They making $1 million. Back then, we're talking $1 million.
And now I think it would be different. Oh, because now second round, like you're talking about a couple million to sign, or whatever. So and just talking about when we talk about the NIL deal, because all of us have those stories. So what you worry about with the guys getting NIL, how many people got their hands out?
I'm gonna tell you, I own it.
How many people?
I own it. I own the NIL, and I watched the agents or the runners who became agents or handlers. They are taking from 20 to 30% of these young.
Hold on. Which is illegal, going back to you need structure or somebody to come in and say, you can't do that to these players. That's what we're saying about structure, because they're screwing all the players. And when they get to be 25 and broke, everybody's going to be like, I don't even know what happened to them.
So I'm doing deal. That was the problem when we was filming last time. My phone was blowing up because we was trying to get a quarterback. And we were negotiating. I was negotiating in the bathroom on UCLA. So therefore, no. So
You ain't getting
all he did was the leg fell asleep. He was like, man, I'm trying to use the bathroom. And I ain't going to get this quarterback. All right, speaking of quarterbacks, we got to transition once again. Clay Travis, some of you guys may be familiar with him. Let's just call him a TV host. Broke the bank, sold his company to Fox, $100 million. So, Outkick is doing it. Conservative platform, et cetera. But he got a tape that's going viral that is interesting. He pushes back a lot on, as he calls, the woke culture. And what that could be to you is different to me, but I know what it is. He broke down the criticism of the black quarterback and said, hey, white quarterbacks have been criticized as much. If you listen to him, he starts to talk about John Elway back in the days before the championships. He starts to talk about quarterbacks that have been criticized like Steve Young, who couldn't win the big one, and then finally did it, except Peyton Manning, he said, was the one most criticized. And from being a player who played when Peyton Manning played, until he won it, oh, they were on his head like none other. And now we know obviously how the black quarterback has been criticized over the years, even recent times where you tell a quarterback to play receiver and then he's like, no, I'm disrespectful. So I really want to throw it out to everybody. Is the criticism of the black quarterback more than the white quarterback? Or is it just we're involved because it is us?
Let me start, James. Let me start. And I'll be real quick with this.
You know you're not.
There's a difference between...
I mean, with that shirt on, I doubt this conversation with that shirt is going to be real quick. But go ahead.
Well, there's a difference between getting your play criticized and being eliminated from contention for the position. They didn't let black people play quarterback.
But this is a present day conversation. One thing, let me just preface it by this. No, let me preface it. Because if we don't acknowledge where we are, then we don't acknowledge, one, the progress, the advancement, and three, we're not in reality. Like, I know, look, we can go back, how far you want to go back? 1,500, 1,700, 1,800. Like, we can always go back. But I'm saying right now, as we look back, are we getting criticized more than them now? Or they actually were getting criticized too, but it wasn't our problem.
I think the black quarterback is being criticized. This is my dude, because this is my dude though. He's become my dude. But understanding that the black quarterback is being criticized more because everybody out there, when you see them on TV, every black quarterback's supposed to be a triple threat. Triple threat.
That's a lot.
They shouldn't be. No, you're missing the point. I'm saying, but I'm talking about the media. But I'm saying the media. We're talking about now. We're talking about currently now.
Well, I mean, now as of you don't look at who just retired, my man, Teddy Bridgewater. You don't look at him as a triple threat.
I'm talking about fans and how they perceive. We're talking about the fan perception. Not talking about the media. I'm not talking about the dudes in the locker room. The fans, when you see a guy, why didn't he run? Because guess what? He can't run. You know what I'm saying?
Is that racial though?
No, it's not a racial thing. It's not a racial.
Josh Allen, when I see he don't run, I'm like, why didn't he run?
But the question that you're saying, why they get more criticized, this is the reason why I think they get more criticized is because the expectation from the fan is, why do they all are not like this, like Lamar?
My first question is he black getting criticized more than him white? Because I'm saying, and what Clay is saying, is let's really reevaluate this. Because I grew up in the era, Steve Young was the first sack I ever got was against Steve Young, so I always loved him. But he was a dual threat, white guy. Didn't get the credit, right? John Elway, dual threat. They told him stop running so much, so he started handing it off more. I grew up when the white quarterback was getting criticized. Now, there weren't as many black quarterbacks, but they were not getting criticized like that. Then I come in the league next year, Peyton Manning throws 28 interceptions, doesn't win a championship or at least advance 6 years. And I'm like, okay, they have been getting criticized, but it seems like that plight or that label has been afforded to the black quarterback and not the white quarterback. We're going to dive into this, but my first question is, are we getting criticized more than them, or are we just oblivious to their criticism?
It's not. Go ahead.
At this point in 2025,
that's what he's saying.
Who's saying that we're getting criticized more? Are black people complaining that black quarterbacks?
Oh, well, anytime some slight comes towards Lamar, it never stops with Lamar's play. It starts going and getting greater with the black quarterback play.
Because Bryce Young is not a triple threat. He's not a dual threat. we're gonna go like this. He's not a dual threat in a sense that he is a quarterback, he's a pocket passer. And that is what he does. He may run a little bit, but he's not.
Right. And so Bryce Young is probably proving the point of Clay Travis. Like, ain't nobody talking bad about. Yeah. Go get it, Bucky.
Well, I would say like it's hard because like,
Yeah, I hear you, man.
be true at once. I think what Clay Travis is doing is trying to have revisionist history. I talk about what Elway and those guys were being criticized, but at the time, black quarterbacks weren't playing in the league. This weekend, we'll see 5 teams start black quarterbacks.
Out of 8.
Out of 8. And so when we talk about the drastic change that we've seen over the last 2 decades at the position, I think we can now talk about, hey, the playing field is leveling when it comes to the criticism and the critiques. The reason why Lamar is so polarizing is because I feel like in the draft, because you got to remember, in the draft when they talked about him, they talked about wide receiver and those things. But what I would say is that's more of the lack of diversity on the media side in terms of the people that are covering the prospects don't look like the prospects. So when they offer analysis, they don't really understand how to fully break that part down based on where Lamar Jackson comes from, what he looks like, and those things. I'll say this. When I worked in front offices, they always talked about the quarterback needs to be presidential in terms of how he presents himself, how he looks at the press conference, and those things. Well, he's eliminated and blown up those narratives and norms because he's always been true to himself.
Or is he in sync with what presidential is? Because as Donald Trump, former president, now president again, he is not fitting the mold. He is not checking the box. So, see, this is why this is a deep conversation, and we can't be lazy and say the same things like, because there were black quarterbacks when Elway was playing. There was a Warren Moon out there. There was a Doug Williams. There was Randall. They were out there. Like, we had gotten past where you can't play at all, Warren Moon, to like, okay, you can play, but I'm just trying to make sure we attack this conversation properly and really say, are we getting criticized more, or is it the trauma of being not allowed still saying?
Right, so again, talking about the transcending of the black quarterback, which is a great podcast, award-winning podcast, Shadow Ball out there, go check it out. Little plug. But again, so we're talking about where they're 15, 16, 17-year-olds, right? We go across the country. At Elite 11, we look at the top quarterbacks across the country, right? And obviously, there's way more black quarterbacks now, and we grade them the same. On ESPN, like he just said, there's going to be 8 games this week. So 5 black quarterbacks, there's going to be 4 losers. So they're going to get criticized for what? Losing. It's just they're black, so we're going to be like, oh, the black quarterback. No, they're just too many. You have to talk about a black quarterback every Monday morning on ESPN because they're losing, because there's more of them.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that? When I got to Columbia, everybody was like, man, how you go to that white school? And I was like, what are you talking about? And I knew what they meant, but I was like, go deeper. And then they were like, oh, man, there ain't enough of us here. And I was like, you know what? It's funny. There's enough black people here where I ain't got to talk to every black person. That's what that lets you know. Like, it's enough in here that I ain't.
Lamar Jackson, with the criticism he gets, it's not because his skin's black. It's because of his public persona.
He doesn't fit the mold. The afro and all, the braids,
He's just unapologetically himself. You know, and some people don't know how to receive that. He's not like he doesn't dress like a Donovan McNabb. He's not presidential like you mentioned. And he's comfortable with it. And it's something that people that are his endorsements, they have to get comfortable with that. If he looked like a Josh Allen, or if he had that presidential look, he would get way more endorsements. He would get
Jalen.
It's kind of like what Allen Iverson did for the NBA. Allen Iverson did for the NBA.
Listen to this. Let me add these layers. There's a conversation parallel to this that is like the only way to get on TV is to live up to a stereotype if you're black, right? After the Cosby Show, minstrel shows, everybody live up to stereotype. So, which way you want it? Lamar is living his, as you say, unapologetic life, himself. Black, whatever you want to call it. Now, that's what we reward in this culture. Give me more, give me more. All the rappers. What's the conversation around rap? If you ain't trying to kill somebody, say the N-word, you ain't getting the deal. So which one is true? If you, no, don't, one more layer. The logic will tongue twist you and logically twist you because you're saying the rewards are to be that stereotype. Well, Lamar, in ways, looks like the stereotype, as you said. Where's the rewards? Why the criticism? Well,
which way did you
it depends on what region that you live in the country. If you live in Alabama, they don't want to see that.
They don't want to see that.
You know, if you live in LA, it's okay.
That's true.
If you live in Florida, it's all right. But if you live in Middle America, they don't want to see that.
Yeah. You still have a lot of black quarterbacks that do go up there with the traditional suits on.
Jalen Hurts was good.
he'll wear his, and he'll also
Yeah, but see, also
Russell Wilson.
And then you'll have them switch it up too.
I'll break it down to you.
Y'all saying it's new.
Like I said, the NBA, here's the kicker, right? When you said Allen Iverson didn't have no braids and no tats until he got paid, though. That's what y'all felt in the real. He didn't do nothing. He was not acting like AI until he got that.
Is this Chris Brown? Like Chris Brown?
Chris Brown. Paid. No, Ricky when he got his 120, I said he got paid, and then you saw AI come out after he got.
The AI that was at Georgetown was not the one that became the cultural.
That's Chris Brown. There are many like that.
What's being left out of this is we're not sitting around talking about black quarterbacks getting mistreated right now. This dude is making this shit up.
No,
that's not.
My friends aren't talking about.
Well, you ain't got no black friends. This is a real conversation. This is a real.
We're not typically talking about Lamar getting less.
Yes, they are. They are saying that the MVP race is. Listen, they're saying right now. Can I finish? Let me finish. Let me finish. They are saying right now the MVP race is close because of race and last year Josh had the numbers and you gave it to Lamar. This year Lamar got the numbers. Give it to Josh. And then what glues that together is. Yeah, it really is. I mean, doesn't mean you don't.
Those are different. Those are different.
There's a racial element, and so like I danced around it when we had the conversation, right? Because whenever you put those two guys together, Lamar and Josh, because they're in the same draft class, and my contention, like the way that they celebrated Josh and his athleticism or whatever, they criticized Lamar for those things, and I say that it's not a Lamar or Josh problem. It's a media problem. Because the people that you see talk about those things typically don't look like Lamar. And so the more diversity that you have on the other side talking about that, the less that we have those conversations talking about that. Because we can go to any barbershop and we're telling Lamar, when it comes to criticizing or whatever, but because we all look like Lamar, it's not an issue.
You're backing up exactly what I just said. I said we're not talking about that.
Who's the we? What's your
me and my friends?
But we can't use that as our litmus test. Only.
You're talking about Lamar's advantages and disadvantages, his strengths and his weaknesses. We're not sitting up saying Lamar is getting mistreated.
No. People are actually.
What he's saying is amongst us. We're not talking about that. So why are we giving that guy the credit?
He's making that shit up.
No,
it's probably because
I don't
know if we can mention. I think
Jamil Hill just did a whole video on it. She's black.
No,
but that's us.
No,
you can't discount her when she's not saying what you want to hear or what you ain't saying.
I'm not discounting her at all.
But most of his friends are white anyway.
What is it?
But no, it's
the turtleneck. Okay, no. Bucky, I'm with you. Bucky, keep going, Bucky, because I don't.
Because it's interwoven.
It really is.
And like so much of the conversation that we're gonna have after this game, it'll be indirectly touched on. Like it'll set off some different things. And like the criticism would be like, if I support Lamar, it's like, oh, you support him because he's black. It's not because of that. Like maybe he's my favorite player. And so it's just this thing that we can't get past because we can't have real open conversations that involve race. Yeah. And so if we could have an open conversation and acknowledge that race was there and at one point racism or whatever, all of this exists, then we can have a real conversation.
They won't have that. They will never have that. Right. They will, but they will never have that conversation in the production offices at ESPN or Fox. It'll never happen.
You know what's weird? And obviously we have worked there. They do have the conversation in this way. Let's talk about what's hot. And what's hot is this conversation. And then it finds its way like water to the same sensibilities. Yes. It will never be balanced. So the conservatives, whatever you want to call that group that's going to be like, wait a minute, I got all these white examples of him getting killed. That doesn't get brought up and rewarded. What is culture? Culture is what you reward. If you're at Fox, you're at ESPN, our culture is not to go out there and start beating your chest saying the opposite, the examples that counter that culture. And the culture is liberal, the culture is okay to plight, and et cetera. So it becomes an unbalanced conversation that's not real. What I want to do here, I hear you're saying me and my friends don't. Well, then this is one that maybe you sit out, because it ain't even like me and my friends. It's just like I've been burdened with Lamar Jackson, so athletic, he could play another position. He's stubborn to it. Turns out he was right. And all of that is laced with, ain't he a brother? And I'm like, okay, let's talk through it, because Josh Allen doesn't get the same criticism, as you said earlier, with the same attributes. He's just a bigger version doing it. From Wyoming, not from Florida, South Florida. So I like this conversation, because if we really look at it, because Jamel Hill acknowledges it, others, it's really something we got to try to figure out and wring that towel a little more than just saying it ain't that serious or we're going past that.
I think the worst conversation regarding this, because Lamar Jackson's a proven quarterback, right? I think the Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts thing is worse, because Jalen Hurts doesn't play quarterback like Josh Allen. So they look at the Jalen thing, oh, he definitely shouldn't be a quarterback because he doesn't throw the ball, he doesn't do these things as a quarterback. And we're saying, like, why you let other people do that, right? Why the black people have to get on him because he doesn't look like Josh Allen, Joe Montana, Troy Aikman throwing the ball. He's still a quarterback. He's still a black quarterback. Let him be his own version of being a black quarterback. To me, that's a bigger version.
And I say it even goes deeper, because we are impacted by what we see in games. So who typically calls games? Former quarterbacks. Oh, yeah. But we haven't seen former black quarterbacks in the broadcast booth. True. And so it's not about black and white per se, it's more playing style. So Tom Brady, Troy Aikman, Tony Romo all played the game a certain way. And so there may be a lack of appreciation for someone's game who's a little unorthodox. Because when Lamar Jackson came in, it was unorthodox to see your quarterback run for almost 1,000 yards. And so it may be hard for Tom Brady to relate and give us analysis based on what Lamar is doing, because he's never played it that way. I feel like it's people unable to see the world through eyes that are not their own. And because of that, that's how we get it spit and fed to.
And just so you guys know, right, that whole Tom Brady, Troy Aikman, Tony Romo look, them days is over. Trust me, when look, all them quarterbacks, they don't have to be Lamar, right? But the Patrick Mahomes, people moving and all that, the athletic quarterback is here for the next 30 to 40. There's not going to be a 6'4".
It's never going back. It's never going back.
Maybe in 50 years or something, but I don't. The next 50 years for sure.
To the
them
defense
days
and the
is
math
over.
is too much. It's never going back.
Them days is over.
Yeah.
It's a whole new game.
Also with the commentators, like when you have those elite quarterbacks that did it, that plays in also how the media is picking it up. Yes. So the media was never at their level or does not have their knowledge of the game. So if you got Brady and Aikman saying this, the media is going to go, well, why didn't you do that?
Yeah. And it could come out, and it slips out without explicit bias. I think people are so scared to be called racist or insensitive that they don't really have the conversation. Like, I catch myself sometimes, I'll watch Cooper Kupp, and I'm like, damn, man, he's so crafty. And I'm like, that's messed up. You ever met Cooper, for real, if you ever met Cooper Kupp, he's 6'2", 210, like you're like, oh, I didn't know you're that big. I didn't know you're that dude. Right? So we both are guilty on that. Yeah, so when you see a brother playing his athletic card, it's so expected that you're like, you don't even respect the card. And but when you see the white, here we go. Oh, here we go there.
Hey, as a casual fan. No, hold on. I'm not even talking about those guys. I want to talk about Michael Vick. I didn't look at him as a black or white quarterback, as a casual fan. I looked at a quarterback who is this guy? He's running. He's not throwing the ball. He's running. He's dashing like a running back. He's not playing like a quarterback.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because I don't have, you know, I'm not, like, I don't have the same, I don't know what the right word is. Like, perspectives as you may have from a racial perspective, right? Even the Jeremy Lin content, I talk to my buddies about it. I think about the dynamic of, there are probably a lot of black people out there who don't like what Jeremy Lin did for a reason, which I agree with. Valid points, right? And so even with this conversation you're having, it's not just white, black. There's casual fans who aren't even looking at it that way. And I'll say it myself too. Lamar Jackson, because I saw what Michael Vick did, and unfortunately because of the color, there are certain expectations, like you said, like even in the NBA, when I think of a black NBA player, I'm thinking automatically he's got to be fast, strong, athletic, dunking, right? And you got on the opposite side, Luka Doncic, the slower European, knows how to play.
And those fit conveniently. Here's the thing, when I walk into a basketball gym, I'm the first pick into the second game. And then they're like, can we get him off our team? This motherfucker's horrible.
Come on, big man.
Come on, big dog. He's the worst.
Here's the dynamic.
They're like,
Here's the dynamic, right? Again, we've seen
waste.
We've seen athletes, right? We've seen athletes in the gym for 40 to 50 years. Have you guys ever seen a bigger version, a black version of Luka in the gym? A big black version of
like a non-athlete, like he's not rising off the ground.
He was. I mean, he was more athletic than Luka, but he wasn't super athletic.
Maybe Magic.
James Harden. Magic.
Luka's 6'9" though. Oh, Luka's 6'9".
That's why I said Melo. Melo's like 6'8", 6'9".
What's your boy that played for Cleveland? He a coach now in Dallas.
Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce was like that too.
Paul Pierce was, in high school, Paul Pierce was dunking. I saw him in high school. He was killing. Okay, there's a couple, but that's so our point. They are not on the tip of our tongue because we're like,
we don't even look at it the same.
Well, also, like, it's rare that we compare across racial lines. It's rare that we'll look at a player and say, hey, this white player reminds me of this black player. Or this black player reminds me of whatever. And until we're able to have like a real transparent conversation where we can say that, that's what
we are saying it right now.
I know. Why is society so afraid to cross those lines?
They are. This is when I'll prove that they're afraid. When Christian McCaffrey was coming out, he was the only comparison to Barry Sanders I've ever seen on the field. But nobody ever said that because Barry's black and Christian was white. When you see those moves he made at Stanford, they're very similar to what he did at Oklahoma State, but the media would not say that.
So I'll give you one as it relates to Buffalo. Sean McDermott was the coach in Carolina when Cam Newton was there. The general manager, Brandon Beane, was at Carolina when Cam Newton was there. Part of the reason why I felt like Buffalo was comfortable with Josh Allen's play is because they watched Cam Newton. Now, they have different personalities, but if you really watch it, if you close your eyes and see Josh Allen inside the 10, they're running quarterback power like Cam Newton. But no one will dance and say, oh, he did what he's like Cam Newton in this area. Oh, he's much better. I'm not saying who's better or worse. I'm saying he reminds me of Cam when he does some of that stuff. But it's being able to have open conversations
and real ones. All right, let me button this up because we could go all day on this. It could be a whole show. But I just went to the Clipper game, and there's an example who played Miami Heat were in town, and Tyler Hero. Man, first of all, he insane, and I've been on Tyler Hero for a while, and it's good to see him balling again. But he had a documentary made about him in high school. He was playing an all-black team, so the traditional stereotypes, they high flyers, they killers, they pre-game, y'all got to see this. Pre-game, they coming up to Tyler because he's supposed to be the dude. Like, you ain't this. I mean, they talking trash. Getting the game, I think he gave him 41. And he gave him black 41. Like, he was like,
different than white.
But yeah. But then, I'm not even done. So then I'm like, this is insane. He gave him buckets. I've been there before where you're like, oh, don't judge a book by its cover. That happens, right? So then Tyler all of a sudden makes a decision. I think he's in Wisconsin or somewhere, some state where he doesn't, Indiana maybe. He doesn't go to the state school. He goes somewhere else. They start like everything less than bombing his house. Like everywhere he went, everywhere his family, they destroyed his property and everything. But the crux of it was Here's a kid who's just defying stereotype, and look at all the headwind and resistance he has to deal with in doing that. Want to know why this conversation is not open and honest? Because people don't want to deal with that headwind. Like us, at our age, some of the reasons we don't go out and kick it and hang is because I ain't dealing with all that. The energy, man, these youngsters crazy, right? And so it's the same thing in these conversations. Them youngsters are crazy sometimes. They'll light you up for saying the right thing. Now, speaking of someone getting lit up, Angel Reese deletes her Instagram, right? I shouldn't start this conversation off. I got 3 daughters. And I'm like, man, that ain't how we do it. And Angel Reese is on a mission to be unapologetically herself, right? Which comes with its issues, because you need to apologize in this life if you're going to get far, right? If you're going to be who you are, you got to apologize to yourself first, then your parents, and etc.
Or be real good.
Nah, real good ain't gonna survive forever. But I hear you. She deletes her Instagram because she was getting lit up over provocative garments she was wearing. New Year's Eve, she went out. But this is just the latest incident of Angel Reese. We having a racial conversation. Caitlin Clark, you look at her ball, you look at her and think she's moving different. Angel Reese, ball, both of them set rookie records, but you're moving different. Want y'all to tell me, if this is your daughter, Angel Reese, come here. Let's talk. Let's have that conversation right here.
What are you trying?
That part.
Well, you know, this is the one that gets the most clicks, and look at the Kardashians, and they're billionaires.
So then I go right back to the point, are you trying to be an influencer, which they make millions and billions? We've seen that, because I remember when Kardashian first started, they were like, what have they done? Go to the bank. You see what I'm saying? So that's the question. I'm just saying, if it's my daughter, and I remember when NIL first started, my daughter playing softball, won the national championship at UCLA, and I was the request to my daughter. I sat down with her. What are you trying to be? You trying to be an influencer? Are you trying to keep on going to play softball? Or do you want to be the doctor that you told me you wanted to be many moons ago? She just got accepted. You know, and you look at this way of life, she decided that she wanted to be a doctor. You know, I mean, she wanted to be a doctor.
I'm about to say, Dan, she had a choice. Well, you got an open house. He got an open house. What you want to do today? Yeah, holidays, you ain't my daughter.
Only Dwayne Wade's son had a choice. So what did she do? I mean, why did she take her IG down though?
I think it was staged because when she came back, it was when she was on the cover. Was it Vogue? Yeah. She wanted that attention. I think she knew this was coming. We already did the cover, set this up. And as soon as the Vogue cover dropped, she came back, and that was the first thing she put out. So to me, I think it was the build-up. Here it is.
It's a little bit more complex for female athletes, especially here in WNBA. Right now, her contract is not enough for her to pay rent in Chicago.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, that's where you're living, but
but in Chicago in general, you don't want to live in the hood.
She ain't gonna be.
You don't want to live in the hood.
She's not gonna be on O Block.
She makes $75,000 on basic deals.
Where you want her to live in O Block?
You know exactly what I mean, though. It's like she's not making enough money in her contract to be able to live comfortably and live by herself. So you have to make certain types of moves in order to be able to kind of supplement that income for endorsements and those types of things. She's being a smart businesswoman, right? So it's just, but there's a fine line. I think there's a way you can keep your clothes on and be respectful and respecting yourself and still be able to make that.
So that was a great point. Let me say this real quick. I was about to. I just want to piggyback what he just said, because I was going to say something similar. I think it's an unfair comparison, though, because when you said, what would you say to her as a dad? Every dad is going to look at their daughter in a different way than as a businessman. So no father wants to see their daughter like half dressed in any capacity, no matter how much money you're getting paid as a dad. You just don't want
No, let me push back on that. And look, I've been called one of the most open-minded dads. I don't have the talk with my son about look out for the police. I'm like, just be nice and you'll be fine. I don't have my daughter, my oldest daughter's not a thought, thank God. I got 2 youngsters I'm worried about because they in them streets, they in them kindergarten streets, they crazy. I ain't never seen so wild. But the point is, if I'm looking at my daughter and I'm like, what you're doing is harmless. What you're doing, they're misinterpreting. I will tell my daughter, keep doing you. If my daughter was a swimsuit model, I'm not saying cover up. I'm like, wear your swimsuit. So, yeah, I'm agreeing. So as a dad, it's not wrong to say, how would you talk to your daughter? Because I'm like, I care way more about your actions than what they're saying about you. Like, but if you care more about what they're saying about you, then what's wrong with your actions? Right. That's what I'm saying. And sometimes Angel Reese just strikes me as, I don't think she got 10 toes down on what she's doing. No. Because whether it's this deletion, whatever, if it was for marketing, we're going to get it. That's the next conversation. But if it's just like, y'all made me the villain and y'all juxtaposing me to Caitlyn every day, well, you're moving different. So that's going to come with a different level of praise and criticism.
As a parent, you got to explain it both ways, too. You got to explain it that way. That's how you're going to be moving. That's what you're going to do.
Everywhere you move, they're going to come at.
But the question you was talking about as a parent.
It could be parent, it could be that's my home girl, but everywhere you move, they're going to shoot at you. If you're moving up, you're really going to get shot at. So why are you trying to avoid that? That's part of moving up.
As a parent, I would ask, is there any way you can still do what you're doing and do it a different way?
I would tell her to study the greats and use them as an example. Like Serena, like everybody knew that she was a beautiful woman and she had the assets, but she was sponsored by Nike. She was sponsored by Gucci. Like you can get your money and get that notoriety she wants because she's playing on a different ball game than these influencers. She probably didn't realize that until now, but like because she came out of college and she's competing with these Instagram girls and all that. Yeah. But you're on a whole new playing field right now, and so you have to know how to like. And somebody has to explain that to her. You don't have to do that to get that.
It's a different era also.
No,
she wasn't in the social media era.
But I'm saying, like, but she can, but like
she was making more as a pro. She was making real money in tennis. The WNBA players are not making the money that Serena was making, so she had more options.
I understand that, but she can get endorsements though. Like,
she's still gonna have her rent covered. Like I said, she can make $500,000 a year.
Like that too, and she does too.
She moves different.
So we're at the same level. They both have endorsements, but Caitlyn's.
That's me. People gonna want.
But I would say like
in that
the conversation is different because like Caitlyn is going to be appealed to more middle America. Sure. Right? So she played at Iowa in the middle of the country. And the middle of the country is the middle of the country. So she's always going to be appealing to that. And let's be honest, when we talk about basketball or whatever, she's a bit of an outlier as a white girl who's like the ball. And I remember my first exposure, I'm watching her on the plane. This is 2 years before she blows up. She hits the shot from the timeline to win it, and I'm like, who is this? Who is this?
Regardless of color.
Regardless, and so I think look, she certainly benefits from like the middle America thing and the really people whatever. I think Angel Reese has to stay in her lane and just run her race.
But she's saying she in her lane.
I think that's what she does.
That's what she thinks she is.
If she was,
but then if that's really who you are. Then you don't worry.
Then you ain't tripping. That's why I said she leaking a little. When you leak, I know that you taking a sneak peek of what I think, which lets me know you ain't all in. That's why I grew up, I wasn't scared of gangsters, because I'm like, why are you so tough first? If you really tough, you just way back. I don't care what you do. I could, wow, right? And so when I see people strike first or always responding to stuff so fast and eager, I'm like, you off your square. Because if you really doing it, that's unapologetic. Like, I'm going to keep doing it instead of keep talking about it.
I don't really care what you
regardless of what you think, I'm going to be me.
Yeah, I think you could be unapologetic, but everybody has.
Can I push back? There is no such thing as I got a breaking point if you just talking trash about something I'm really about. That's everybody. Justin, you can't play basketball. You can't play basketball. You can't play basketball. Well, let's go back to our perspective.
Bucky was talking about Caitlyn in middle America. I want to take it away from black people. I want to talk about females, right? Empowering women, empowering females, what Angel Reese did. Let's not forget, she's 22 years old. She's learning to become a woman. When I was 22, I made decisions, right? Some of them are really bad.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have your prefrontal cortex developed until 25. She does. Let me stop. Ain't no excuse.
She's 22. She's a woman. She's trying to figure out what she's doing, whether she's, whatever she's wearing or doing whatever, dancing, whatever she's doing. She's a 22-year-old adult. Let her make her choices. Let her make her
and no.
If you were talking to her, if we were talking to her, she'd say, "You're just an old dude. You don't know what I'm going."
And good for you for saying the obvious. But guess what? I'm also saying you're a young woman, but I know other 22-year-olds, and they making the right decision. But she got like they ain't even.
They're all human beings.
But you only have this window in order to get it right. You only got a window. She's got to get it right, get her money, get her fame, get her brand, whatever it's going to be, because after she hits a certain age, this basketball thing, certain age is going to be all, she's going to be done.
If you're really trying to go with the brand fully, if you're really trying to go all the way with that brand, it comes with its limitations. But it comes with also its wins.
But also, let's extend it beyond, because if we talk about the WNBA, like Caitlin and Angel Reese are, as we know, heterosexual. And so in a league that has homosexuality in it prominently, like they're different. And so how she chooses to move certainly is going to appeal a different genre, different people, because there are more eyes on women's basketball in WNBA now than ever. If you look at the walkout, now they're doing what the NBA does. They have them coming down the red carpet. They're putting clothes on. Different.
Looking like
it's a completely different hustle. 100%.
Do you think it's something to do with insecurity though? So in a game, so if you're looking at if you're going to watch the greats in the male game, and you go through them all, they all carry themselves in a certain way, where they probably knew they were going to make it.
Right.
So they're role models already, they're thinking about, this is how I'm going to be seen, legacy I'm going to be seen in 10 years' time.
Right.
Maybe she's not as confident as Kate and Clark to be.
She's not.
So she needs to be looking
She's not as good as Caitlin either.
Yeah, but it's the same way, Kobe was 22 at some point, right?
I swear I moved from Compton, y'all. Oops. Rookie.
If they're looking at them,
Kevin. Right. LeBron's.
We're gonna say he's the only.
I would say Durant is in there. I would say Durant is. When you're talking about insecurity, right? That's what we're talking about. Because if you're watching Michael go to a stadium, or if you're watching AI, you're watching Magic, you're watching Tom Brady, they don't care what nobody else says, thinks. They don't care about nothing.
That don't mean you're not insecure.
That's kind of that's the definition of insecurity. When you walk into a room and you're like, what are they saying about me? What do they think I got? That's a definition of. Ain't nobody acting when they do it every day. That's who you are. Yeah. I'm just saying. I've never. He brought up insecurity in sports, and from the male perspective, I just don't understand that. As males, we're
superstars are insecure.
No, hell no.
North versus pros, let's go.
Hell no.
No. You think Mike was insecure? No,
not for me, not for nobody I know.
Winning and being competitive drives that.
Which is has nothing to do with insecurity. No.
I don't know about that.
No.
Not to be.
You would not survive 5 minutes in a locker room if you're insecure. I don't care. That's what you're saying. You say drives.
That's not true.
Nobody. What do you mean? Talk to me.
I believe we all walk in with our own level of insecurity because we know ourselves better. There's no one that is 100% confident in any and everything that they do. The ones who do it are courageous enough to go through those fears and those doubts. So, I think we all have our things that we may be insecure about.
You know how to master them. You know how to go and pull on the roll and hide your insecurities. We all been there before.
But
you're insecure about something because
I
don't care every game I don't win it. Even my 14th year, I'm still nervous because I'm not nervous about what I'm capable of doing. I'm nervous about what the outcome going to be because I want to be great. That's always that final thought in my head. I know I'm going to go in and train, ready, wash all my film.
What you get? Every person in the world. You're saying every person.
To be superstars.
Every person in the world has some level of insecurity. Duh. Yeah, that's not what we're saying.
Insecurity in your profession. That's two completely different things.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell him.
And showing it too. At 4 o'clock in the morning to practice.
Has nothing to do with insecurity. You're out your mind. That means you a dog and you got work ethic. That's called, thank you. No, it ain't. No. No. I'm out. I'm out. Hell no. That means you a dog, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. And I don't want to lose.
But it's not because of insecure.
I don't want to hear what you
Let me help. It's not insecure because I used to wake up as a signal caller. My job was to make sure, so I show up before all my teammates. I'm there at 4:30 in the morning watching film, even before the coaches. And it wasn't because of me being insecure. It was because I wanted to be prepared. I wanted to be able to show it.
Michael Jordan talked about getting cut in 6th grade in his Hall of Fame speech. Yeah. You don't think that's an insecurity? It is. It's right. Exactly.
It's a motivation.
It is an insecurity.
No.
It is absolutely.
I disagree with you on that one.
I think we need to understand what insecurity means.
Okay, let's go.
It's uncertainty or anxiety about oneself, a lack of confidence.
And if you're worried about
so what I would say is like people talk about it two different ways. I either love winning or I hate losing. Right. So both of them can be motivators. And there are plenty of people that wake up early because they're afraid to lose. And so I want to put myself in a position preparing to win. And so that is a bit of an insecurity.
If Michael Jordan was so insecure about that moment, Michael Jordan wouldn't be who he is now. Michael Jordan brought that up in the speech to say that motivated him. You know, motivated was not his trap.
Y'all are walking right to his trap. I'm listening. I talk a lot, but I listen more. They are walking right to what you said, which is insecurity is a motivator, which is part of the conversation.
Motivating factors.
No one wants to be called insecure is the problem with this conversation. Nobody.
You could be afraid to lose or you could just want to win that bad. True. Just because you want to win that bad doesn't mean you're afraid to lose. You just really want to win.
Right.
So I don't know if that's not an insecure thing. Somebody's getting up to push themselves and they're doing it. They want to win that bad.
Can we read that definition one more time? Because I'm going to highlight what I think we're missing.
So insecurity is uncertainty or anxiety about oneself, lack of confidence.
Oneself, not results. Right, I'm looking in me and I got an issue with me. No, Michael Jordan didn't show and prove that. He said, I got an issue with what the results are. So let me give myself the greatest, highest percentage. Right. So that's not about insecurity. It's like I'm trying to ensure I have the best opportunity. But that's not coming from an insecure place. Insecure places is no matter what your success is, you can see them going inside themselves, doubting it, always moving, always off their square. It's a little bit different.
I made the shot, but it should have switched. You know, like
Yeah.
did it, but no, that's.
I did the post and I wanted it for likes. I got 5 comments that said bad, and now I'm mad at the world.
I'm an example of that. KD left OKC because he wanted to go get that ring. He got the ring and he still wasn't satisfied because there were certain insecurities within him where he wasn't getting the credit. People still wasn't calling him the champion that he felt he was. So he left there to try to do it somewhere else.
I'm the setup. This is a trigger to stop the show and only talk about this because he know I disagree with everything he just said right now. Go work the freeway now.
Some dudes are insecure though.
Of course.
I'm insecure. Everybody's insecure. Yeah.
But the fact is, it's not a driving force.
No. Of course it is a driving force.
So let's do this. This is going to lead us to our next conversation because if you're insecure or not, you're still motivated to succeed, right? So in the moments where you're preparing to succeed, how do you play it? Angel Reese, you said, took down the post because she had a Vogue cover coming. So if I take down my post, that's easy unearned media. Like, there's no other way to get headlines other than, oh.
Making myself relevant.
Right. So, bow, I'm a headline. Everybody's talking about me. Now, here we go. Shannon Sharp just did that with Ocho Cinco. Stage, yes, obvious. It's kind of obvious because we got food, maybe, when he had the sex call audio leak. Point being, if you group all these together, and there are countless others, we're in a new age where, as fathers, we were saying we're going to talk to our daughters about, hey, that gig, that money, hey, son, that NIL, daughter, what lengths will you take to pop off, to get it going, to get it cracking? Where are you guys on what side of the fence? Are you like, yo, by any means necessary? If they
Are
go
you
on-
willing to make your daughter Kim Kardashian with a sex tape?
Can you not go that far
Hey,
yet?
no.
Because no one's going to jump in that pool
But,
yet.
but that's what you're saying.
But, or I'm saying Shannon Ocho, because Ocho wasn't like this before. Now he's like, yo, I control with the best. Even though Ocho used to get unearned media because he was just Ocho. And now a troll, yes, but troll, I guess troll, yeah. I'm getting the antics. I'm going to talk all week about this guy, and then I'm going to go kill him. Yeah, so trolling that way. Now that has taken a new level. Are you guys against this? Are you guys for this? Are you guys like, frankly, par for the course? It is business as usual.
Part of the game. I just think on the female perspective, obviously they do get judged a little differently. So you, if you're a dad, you got to have that conversation with her just to kind of steer her in the right direction, make sure she don't go too far with it.
But why? But why? But this is the thing. Why can't you let your daughter go all the way with it? Because all the things she's going to face is people talking bad about her. Are you the one insecure about people talking bad about your daughter? Or is she?
It's not always just what people say. It turns into things too.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
You're not?
Well, first of all, I'm blessed because I know my daughter's not. My oldest is
Even though I know
goody
that,
two shoe.
but even though I know that, I'm still, that's my daughter. You feel what I'm saying? Even though I do know that, and I know how I raised her, I'm still gonna be insecure and hurt.
So are you the dad that are you the dad that somebody could come up to you and talk bad about your daughter and you ready to throw things? Because I don't care what you say about my daughter because I know her better than what you just said. It's almost like you placed a vote and I'm like, my vote trumps yours. So therefore, I don't have a problem with you. Okay, that's what you think? All right. Because most people that come up to you saying something bad about somebody, we call them runners. They're running to get you into something that they just ran from to get them into it, right? To react.
Oh, yeah.
If somebody comes up to you and say something bad about your daughter and you give them nothing because you really feel nothing about it, what just happened to them? What just happened to that situation? You can't say enough about my daughter to make me feel different about her, good or bad. Like I'm locked in on her. So why, when you say something undermining her, I got a reaction? Or if you come complimentary, I'm supposed to praise you back. Like, dog, that's my daughter. Ain't nothing come between that. So I want to have that conversation where we're seeing a world where they're putting people out there on Front Street to get the opportunity and the marketing. Is that right? And do you care if that's yours, if that's one of yours?
Well, I have two daughters. I have twins. One is a Division I track athlete, and one is an artist. And you have to think about it completely differently because they're two different people, right? So one is this chiseled out of granite, track person who likes to show off her body and has earned that right. And one is kind of the opposite, wearing a big hat and, doing her artistic thing, right? So what you have to do is say, okay, this is this person and what she's doing is okay. And this is this person and what she's doing okay. And the world is the issue, not particularly the kid. Right, so you have to kind of take it all with a grain of salt and swallow it because people are going to say bad stuff regardless. People are going to say good stuff regardless, right? So
He's too old to get it. He's too old to get it. What do they call those on cats? Their hands and feet. What do they call them? Paws. Yeah.
See, I'm glad I'm not the only one in the room with it. Hey, and you notice what they do with us, right?
No, because everybody to a man was like,
you know what they do with us every time. They're like, where is he going with it?
I was like, wait a minute.
And to be perfectly frank, I got lost. They always say, and they only look over here because they always see something.
I was like, wait a minute. Hey, Cam and Mace just texted me. They were like, yo, son, if you don't get him on that one, yo, Cam, you got to get him, son.
And he ain't got hit. He ain't got hit in the head. Nothing. He just drive to work and he like this. He wake up like this.
So in today's marketing media, dog, and it's weird because we all care. I just can't let it. Okay, I'm not gonna talk for you. I care.
I don't
not
have any
more than I care about what I think.
I don't have
You
an
get it?
emotional response to anything that you guys say, think, and or do. You can care, but you can't have an emotional response. That's probably the first part of maturing, right? It's like when you, and you got to always fight back. The day you stop fighting back, the day you stop having that emotional, like, F you, and that's when you finally get.
You know what happened with me, Hatch? I remember going out and getting introduced, coming out in Buffalo, the few times I started before Bruce was gone. And no one, this is the mental play. And now, defensive end, Marcellus Wiley, crickets. And I felt bad.
Did you?
Then,
Scream at that time.
So I'm on the road or whatever, crickets. Then I remember, damn, when Bruce got announced, he was getting booed. Because they respected him so much, they made it negative. But that's out of respect, they saying that. They're clowning you because you're going up. So I wish more of these stars would realize when you're going up, they're going to boo you because they respect you. And then the days when I did get booed, I was like, oh, I done did something. Because they see me coming now.
It's to your social media, everybody, when they're in your comments saying bad stuff, it's because they respect you. So why would you be thinking about yourself, I'm insecure because they're saying bad things? No, that's the opposite. They're respecting you. They're hating on you. If you don't got haters, you ain't doing nothing in this world. So that's why I don't look at it as insecurity.
That's it, man.
You can't wake up, everybody loves you. I mean, what makes you thrive is the hater.
Talked about that. People go to social media with the thought and intention to get love. And when they get pushback, you realize like, oh snap, this is a real world experience instead of just some social media. Because you know, if you got 1,000 followers, you expect every comment to be, oh, go girl, hey dog, I see you, homie. And then somebody be like, what you talking about, dog? You bullshit. You know what I mean? You're like, and then 1,000 good comments and that one trumps.
I've never read one comment on IG. Not one ever.
I don't even put comments.
What's that on your head? I don't know what to say. Nike? Oh, cap? I don't know. I'm not an IG. I'm not. Because now he'll say it's because I won't, if I see something I don't like, what if I have an emotional response?
But how do you see it?
No, I said, what if let me rephrase that. I've never put anything up to say, I wonder what they think about this. Now, I don't know how. I don't even know how.
I turn mine off.
No, tell us why. Why you
I've never turned mine off.
I don't really care.
I don't care what you say.
I post this for me. I don't care.
You can't even do like Drake, like only the people you love.
No.
I don't even know how to do that.
If I don't know you, I don't care what you got to say.
So
I don't have a.
So if I ain't following you,
I respect that.
I really don't care about your opinion.
I respect that. I don't think I'm tougher for letting everybody shoot at me.
I know, but
because sometimes I'm like, oh dang, this motherfucker got.
your preference. I mean, but the world works off of haters.
Hey, I'll be like, in Minutes Society, I'll be like, hey, my shoulder hurt. He got shot.
Yeah,
Right? So why would
Why are you gonna invite the haters into your life? So you defend Emmanuel Acho for blocking AB.
I think you defend him for.
He blocked AB.
I think if you do it, that means
AB doing the most. AB being
I
AB.
think we're talking about a very insecure person. Right? If
Facts.
you're gonna go out and I've never blocked nobody on your cell phone or my I think that's the worst thing ever. I was gonna say another word, but who cares about blocking somebody? Like,
Yeah.
I'll block you.
Really?
Who
have you blocked though?
He don't even know. He blocking a bot in Indonesia. He don't know. He done blocked. Y'all know the bot farms are out there. All right. Let's end it on this for real. This is a real thing for all. Let's inform people out there. There are bot farms that use real accounts to you that will try to get engagement from you by giving you love and giving you hate. Because remember, the only way a social media company makes money is through audience retention and engagement. So if I keep scrolling, they have it down to where when you slow your finger down, because she fine. You slow your finger down because they gave you love. You slow your finger down because you saw that car you want. They say, give it to him. And give it the way he don't want it. Give him the positive and negative of that. What are these called? Pause. Let's move on. But my point is that we're even. That is nasty. Damn, Cam and Mace, here they go. Pause. All right, 2 more topics and we're gonna get up out of here, y'all. I saw a flex last night that reminds me of you because you said in college you took a pay cut when you went to the pros. Yeah. I saw SHEDEUR Sanders sitting courtside last night, the Mavs game, stunting like his daddy. And I was like, I got some benefits at Columbia, but it's Columbia, so y'all know what level this is. But I saw that level of flex, and I just want to hear, let's end on a lighthearted way. Some of the flexes that you guys have dealt with, and especially when you are on the way up. Because we know when you got the bread, you set the tone. But when you getting love, you getting recruited, the biggest flex that happened when they were trying to make Mr. James Washington something.
The biggest flex. I remember I took my first visit to Vegas. Even though I was recruited by everybody in the country, I'd never been to Vegas. I heard about the lights.
You stayed at the Sands. You stayed at
Coach,
the Sands.
Coach Hyde, Harry Hyde was the coach. I walk in the room, and there's a bag.
What's in the bag, James?
Peanuts, popcorn.
Candy.
Hey, rent. My mom. Yeah, and I was gonna go with the cheese.
Ooh, that's a flex.
So, and I stepped in, and I'm 16 because I was a midterm graduate, so I graduated early, and I was like, hey, when you go to continuation, you got to take them extra classes and stuff. Right?
I told you to continuation.
So I had to take them extra classes early, but. That was, I stepped in the elevator at 16, 17, and I'm like, I'm in the casino. I go to the table. I didn't even know, because I've never been to Vegas before. Damn. And you know how it come in the bands?
How what come in the bands?
Huh? Them peanuts. You know how them peanuts come in the band? Nah, I ain't got no cheese. Them peanuts come in the band, and I put the band out.
What you doing, Jay?
Huh?
You out here
21.
Wow.
Then I go to the craps table. I love 4, 5, 6. You know, back in the day. I'm rolling with bands though.
Oh.
And I'm hitting.
You eat.
So now I done doubled.
You run a 4-4.
I doubled my money on my first recruiting trip. I didn't want to. We used to get 5 back in the day. I don't know how many y'all got, but we only got 5. Yeah.
Yep.
Bruh, I only took 2 trips. That was one to Vegas and one to UCLA.
So you and I shouldn't say this thing. All right, it's a lot of schools out there. One to Vegas, and where's the other city or country or state? UCLA. Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, you should know. I took a UCLA trip too. I was just trying to indict them. All right, what's your biggest flex? What's your biggest flex? Not pro. I don't want to hear pro flexes because that's cheat code. I'm talking about, you trying to give me some love. Oh, you got one. I just found one in my head. You got one.
Shit, I was in college, and I was college in Utah State, and I went up to meet my agent.
Damn, you like skiing like that?
Park City.
Bunny.
I went to Park City during the film festival.
Sundance.
So I went during the week. Got workouts the next morning. Me and my boy, we drove up there. It's probably about an hour and a half drive. We get up there. I'm in the club with Holly Berry. Tony Gonzalez, Tori Holt, Marshall Falk.
Legends.
There's a couple other actresses. Denzel's there. And I'm just in awe.
Yeah.
We had a table. I mean, they had me bottles and stuff, bringing bottles. It was my first time ever seeing stuff like that, bringing bottles and everything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I was a little kid in school, man. Me and my boy ended up sneaking the bottles that wasn't open. We ended up sneaking them out.
The college way. The college way.
Man, we ended up sneaking some bottles out, man. But I'm telling you, we had a ball there, man. But it was my first time actually hanging out with some stars, you know, like
Ghetto.
in the club. I had a ball. We had to get back, man. Barely made the workouts that next morning though, but I still remember that night, man. Me and my boys still talk about it. But I was out there partying on Holly Bear. You know, Holly Bear was my crush. I was
Did you speak?
You shoot.
You shoot? You back? You shoot?
I followed her everywhere she went.
No, I ain't asked you that. You're a stalker right now. I need to know, did you speak? Can you break this?
He didn't say nothing. But he didn't say nothing.
What'd you say?
Yes,
What?
I had
You had conversation?
No, I had Tori Holt introduce me to her.
Okay, okay.
So I had Tori Holt introduce me.
Tell her, yeah, Holly, come here. Hey, this is DPG.
Tori
What's
was
up with
excited to do it. Like, he introduced me, man. But I was like, I shook her hand. Gabrielle Union was there too. Her
Okay. All the
I
homies.
was shaking her hand. I told her she was so nice. I mean, she smelled so good.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. He fantasied. All right, what's yours, Buggy? No. Once he said she smelled good. Once he said she smelled good, he started sweating.
Hey, that's how I felt when I seen FloJo.
Okay. Oh, FloJo. No. Don't do a FloJo story right now. My heart. Okay, what you got, Bucky? Give me something. We gotta get the pros in here. We got one more after
I
this.
don't have a flex like college. I was just like a local kid that went to my school.
Didn't you get drafted?
I did, but you said not the pros.
Yeah, so you got drafted, so that means you probably got recruited. You went to North Carolina.
So that means they didn't do anything. Like, the only thing, I mean, it was like
Nobody stepped up
Okay,
out.
so here's what I can say.
Okay.
Without incriminating.
Oh, that's what you do.
Oh,
You protecting
that's why he
people.
do it.
That's why you doing it.
You know he
You can't get recruited without
always
doing
do it the right way.
Here's what I can say.
You know Bucky's always gonna do it that way.
I went to North Carolina. Rick Fox was there.
Oh, yeah, Pretty Ricky. Oh, Pretty Ricky was.
Rick Fox.
Run from the club and Pretty Ricky in there. You have no chance. Him and Jimmy Jackson. Get out.
Rick Fox and King Rice were like 2 years older than me. And I can just say, what was the movie? He Got Game? Yeah. It was real.
It was real. Oh, I know Rick. That's the homie.
It was real.
It was real. Like, it's insane. Vanessa Williams real.
I thought he said
Like-
when we did this show, you keep it real.
I did keep it real.
And not.
He kept it real. He just didn't go as real as it could get. Because keeping it real goes wrong sometimes. So, you know, he went real. Like you, this gangster, all right, since he want to keep it real,
Peanuts.
true or false? Was there a topic where you got quiet because you're like, man, I'm going to just chill on, see it?
Which topic?
I know his body's a bear. He like,
We didn't even ask you what UCLA did.
oh, we already know. He know. So let me try to call Bucky out. Hey, don't worry, NARPS, I got y'all. We're going to end this show with the NARPS story. All right, what's yours?
I have no flex story. I went to Langston University, right? We had 7th round. We had no money at the school.
High school, were you recruited? Nothing?
I didn't get recruited out of high school.
All right, well, let me end it with,
Wait, time out. You didn't get recruited out of high school. How many years you played in the league?
8 years, buddy.
Boss, they missed it. Late bloomer or they missed
Late
it?
bloomer. I graduated high school at 6'1", 156. I graduated high school. My rookie year, I was 6'3", 215. I did. Shut your mouth. Hey, I was 4'3" though. I was 4'3" though. I was 4'3". Yes, you have.
That's an amazing story.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, wait.
We can go around the table.
Hey, he said he ain't got a knee joint. All right. Okay, I'm gonna start off G-rated. Y'all know I got a bunch. I'm gonna go G-rated. All right, the one that impressed me the most, not the one that I did. Okay. It was when my agent, I ended up signing with an agent, Brad Blank, still a friend of mine, agent for many years. Love that guy. He went to Brown, I went to Columbia, so it's like, all right, I'm more connected to you than everybody else coming from the outside after him. He was the first one to give me the love. I remember, and this is a G-rated. I got some crazy ones, but let's start here. Man, he flew me out. He's like, just come up to Boston, you know, we can sign the deal and you can go hang out. We have a meal, just chill. And I get to the hotel. And this hotel, this is my first time ever in a penthouse hotel. Yeah, yeah. So I walk in, and it's like the elevator open, and I'm like, where the lobby? Or like, I'm in my room. I'm like, hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, because I won't lie on this show. I may not answer every question. I may not say everything, but I ain't gonna never lie. When I went in there, and I said, this is my room, and the doors closed, and immediately I was like, damn it, I gotta call somebody to come up here. I can't be in this big ass room by myself.
She needs to see this. She needs to see this. I told her.
Now, I'm old, right? So I ain't got no cell phone. So it's like, you know, I'm hitting the phone. I'm like, what a number? And ain't no, first of all, who come to Boston like midnight? You know what I mean? Like, it ain't happening. And I ain't had no Boston love. I ain't Ludacris. So I'm like, damn, I'm about to go to bed. In this, I mean, the room was so long, I kept going, yeah. Wait, and then it go, yeah. I'm like, had a piano just laid out in the middle of it. And Brad calling me like, yeah, how you like your room? I was like, will you marry me, man? Like, this is insane. So I go to bed mad as hell, mad because I'm so low and ain't no camera phone. Nobody gonna believe this. So anyway, we wake up and he picked me up and we go through it again. And so the next night I'm like, like the whole day he talking to me. I'm like, yeah. Where they at? Where they at? I'm trying to find. Somebody got to see this. Somebody got to see it. And then he kept me locked in on these meetings. And then when I went out, I was like, man, this is a setup. Imagine if I said, hey, come on to this room. It's like the Mike Tyson suite. And I'm like, nah. So then I finally came to my senses, being young, as Eugene was talking about. And I woke up. That was the biggest G-rated flex that I ever had. And I was like, damn, this was amazing. And then he told me how much it cost. He said, oh, that room sometimes goes for $25,000 a night. And I was like, I hope you didn't spend it on me because I ain't getting nothing out of it. You're going to put me down in the DoubleTree. The DoubleTree would have won tonight. All right, last thing, we got to get at the NARPS, get they flex on too, man, because I got respect for both sides of this. I see my man right here, Triple OG, with his Alpha Phi Alpha, right? So respect to the frat. I wanted to pledge. I went to Columbia. You know how that looks. We got 1.5 Q dogs, if that. So it's like, I couldn't pledge. Out of respect to you guys, because I know a lot of us are ME-PHI-ME.
No, I'm a Sigma.
Okay, so Sigma, ME-PHI-ME, ME-PHI-ME. What's that? Kappa, okay. No, I was like, cuz. So at the crib?
You know, he looked like a noob.
I was like, what was this?
Hey, all they got is a...
So we got a little mix over here. But I really want to go, I want to talk ME-PHI-ME, frat life. Like, you obviously had a moment where you're like, yo, I'm about to jump into frat, because that means a lot to the culture, frat. And I can't lie, since I didn't join it, my boys are in it, I see it at the party, I respect it, but I don't get it. Tell me the frat life, what it meant to you, why you joined. Anybody here on that frat love?
For your understanding, it's exactly the same as your football squad, right? The football team, I went to University of Illinois. The football team was a frat.
Right.
There was black frats, especially black frats, were built to support each other, right? To give you a support system while you were in college.
You agree, Eugene, or no?
I was in a frat too, so.
Yeah.
Oh, you were? Okay, a black one?
I tried.
I know Eugene tried.
And then after college, it's a service organization. But while you're in college, it's a support group, just like your football team is. The football players at Illinois ran together.
Yeah.
Right? The Alphas at Illinois ran together. The Kappas at Illinois ran together. The Sigmas also. Everybody, the Qs, everybody runs together. But so it gives you a support group and people who are like-minded who can help you get through the trying times, and you can help other people through the trying times.
Money.
And we got along great with the football players at Illinois. Howard Griffith and Mike Bellamy and Mo Gardner and a bunch of big names. Man. AG, cats who we probably had a dozen players. Even Jeff George.
George
was there.
Biggest arm ever in NFL history.
Right. Sir. He threw 80 yards from his knee.
Oh yeah, easy.
That's how he went so high.
Easy.
But everybody, so that was their support group. And then sometimes we would help them, sometimes they would help us. But it gives you a community where you don't feel alone and don't feel by yourself.
I love to hear that. Here's some more frat stories, man. 'Cause I'm feeling
my deal is that I pledged like my sophomore year, right after we had won the Fiesta Bowl, my redshirt freshman year. And it was more, I was taught in our community, went to UCLA, Nu Delta, Phi Beta Sigma, and it was the camaraderie because we had the locker room. So I had that environment. But man, when you walked on our campus in the 80s, it was a beautiful thing to see. I mean, it's a little different now, but in the 80s, it was very diverse. On Wednesdays, you would walk up Bruin Walk, you got the Divine Nine laid out.
What's that?
The Divine Nine is the top organizations, and like you say, Alphas is the beginning. You know, Omega, we talk about the end, but the Sigmas is the youngest out of that particular.
The Divine Nine are the fraternities
and sororities. Yes.
Delta, aka more the originals.
Yes, and it was like the original.
1906.
Yeah.
And then, you know, people go into the 1920s and
Yeah.
even a little bit further to start.
Is it disrespectful if I go 06? Is that, no, I'm being real.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't do it again.
That's like barking like that as an Omega.
What I like most about being part of the fraternity and the sorority and all that, the Greek environment on our campus, is that we was, as the Sigmas, we was about our money. So we threw all the parties. We threw all the parties, and everybody knew, no matter where you went to school, all the way from San Diego to up north.
Y'all blue,
blue,
right?
yeah. And you blue and white. And the fact is that it was a group, and to this day, as much football as we played, my ride or die are all my fraternity brothers.
Really?
To this
More than your
day,
locker room?
right? To this day, Darren Woodson is my dude.
Oh, that's
Emmett
my
Smith.
dog, though.
And I'm saying Darren Woodson is my dude. Emmett Smith, Charles Haley is my dudes from football time. But my ride or die when I go to sleep and when I wake up, you know, when I have a problem, when I went through my divorce, always there. And it's a different kind of feel that you go through. It's a ritual that you go through. These dudes probably didn't pledge that long, but
So I tell you what. So how an HBCU looks at a white school like y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all didn't pledge. Y'all didn't even pledge. Langston University is the HBCU. And we set the standard for fraternities and sororities. We set the standard, though. I see your face all scrouching up. You know what I'm saying? You know we set the standard.
So we got to get the hatchet, but I didn't know you were going to make us laugh at the end. You had a pause in there again. You caught that? Anybody okay? It was too deep, so I didn't let it go. He literally said, my friend.
I'm working off the meeting. They told me I had to have pauses every once in a while. So
No. We ain't talking about that comma. We ain't talking about a comma. We talking about you saying you going to bed every night, waking up every morning with your frat brothers.
That was a Diddy statement. Okay,
All right, ME-PHI-ME, right? ME-PHI-ME.
Hey, what's something in between us, though?
ME-PHI-ME.
There's nothing in between us.
Stupid. I'm not even a pause dude, but you are on fire. All right, we gotta.
But no, like I didn't even get to enjoy it like they did because I pledged the year I was leaving, right? The semester I was leaving. So January came, right? I started to pledge.
Where you going, to the draft?
Yeah, I got drafted in May. So you know it's a whole semester thing. So I'm like focused more on getting ready. And
are you honorary or are you a real one?
I'm a real one.
But do you put in all the work necessary to pledge and all that? Or are you
pledging? Yes. After I graduated, no. Because you guys still do a bunch. I never did anything after graduation because I just.
You went through that. You were probably
it was real. Pledging is real. But I mean, the reason there's nothing better than going to a step show across the country. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Out of control. I know you are just.
My nickname.
I hate you would ever be a DP.
My fraternity, Big Brother Dreams. So mean, so lean. You don't know the Greek alphabet? I'll make your ass scream.
P-A-W-S exclamation point.
I think, does anybody want to follow? I think we might. I mean, I'm respecting all frat in here. Don't follow that. Don't follow. Oh, he got to be all holistic. All right, thank you guys for tuning in for episode 3. We're gonna end on Big Brother Dream and that nightmare he gave. All right, y'all, peace out of here. We out of here.